Going live. Hold on. Let's
Okay,
see.
I'll save. I'll save it. I'll tell you till a little
Yeah,
later.
right. I believe we're feeding out to the folks, Walt. I need to adjust my light. I'm trying to make my light more romantical. So you guys are gonna see me working on that
Mystical,
while we're going on here.
mysterious. You're a man
Yeah,
of
yeah,
mystery. Yes,
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know how we
a
do it.
man of
I
mystery. There
think
we
I'll just
go.
go. No, that's too much. That's too
Disco, man. Disco.
much. All
Disco
right.
duck.
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna ask everyone out there to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list there. That's the thing to do. You can find all the ways to support us on there. And you can also find all the different channels that we're on. The new hankstrange.com is brought to you by 2A Commerce. And we appreciate those guys just as well as we appreciate Safety Harbor Firearms. Walt is
Better.
here from, yeah, oh, absolutely we do.
I'm
So,
finishing my ice cream bar, so I'll be
yeah.
with you in just a moment.
Oh, okay. So those things that we don't have Safety Harbor Firearms in it yet because life has been too crazy for me to actually catch up with that. But I will, and then you guys will see Safety Harbor Firearms, and you'll also
There it
see
is, right there.
two-way commerce on it. Yeah, I mean it's right. Yeah, it's right below us. If you guys are all watching live, if you want to watch us live, you have to go to the Utreon and look for Who Moved My Freedom WMMF podcast. That's because we can handle guns, we can handle shooters. I don't have any shooters. I have a nice radio to talk about today. Walter's got the shooters for you. Walter's got the shooters,
I got me a
and
couple of shooters. Yes,
yeah, I
sir.
got the radios. No, that's a bad British accent right there. All right, so yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about that and a whole bunch of other stuff here. You know what? Well, let's just get. Listen, Babyface should be here. Babyface sets his own schedule. When he feels like it, he comes on. When he doesn't feel like it, he doesn't come on. So obviously
Oh,
today,
it's Valentine's Day. That's
obviously
right. It's
today, we don't
Valentine's Day.
celebrate no damn Valentine's Day around
Well,
here. Plus, I've been talking to Babyface and sharing stuff with him, and he's like, "Oh, I thought we were taking it." Yeah, that's Babyface for you. If we were DLD after dark, Walt, he'd be all up in that show. Even Lola says Patrick told her Mondays you don't even have to get in touch with me. I know what Mondays are for, but DLD after dark stole him from us, so that's what happened. So he's probably with Dark right now, celebrating Valentine's Day. Uh, you know, doing the thing. I'm not judgmental. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. Anyway, so listen, let's get the show going, Walt. Let's get it going here.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation, Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Franklin Armory. Franklin Armory provides 100% US made firearms and awesome binary option triggers. Their focus and purpose is to provide freedom tools to all Americans, especially those in not so free states. So when you're in the market, please consider Franklin Armory. Boom. All
bada
right,
bing.
big shout out to Franklin Armory. Okay, we are back. We are live, Walter. We got to do the jazz hands. It's free for all Monday. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on. Walter, how many ice cream bars are you gonna eat, man?
I just had one. This is the wrapper.
Oh, that's the wrapper. Oh, I thought you were
Yeah,
going in for.
Costco. Costco stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going in for twosies. I typically do
No,
two.
I won't. I won't
One's
do
not
two
enough.
tonight.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is episode 868 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast.
oh God. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Shout out to everyone out there. It's free for all Monday. It's Walter and myself. Walter's here. What's going on, Walt? All right. Yeah, ring the bell. Ring the
Gotta
bell.
gotta make some noise.
Yeah.
Uh,
How was your weekend?
what's this was a compared to last weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Because last weekend I was in New Orleans doing all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
It's
weekend
crazy, right?
was very nice and quiet.
Mm. Okay.
I didn't have to go to a funeral. I didn't have to go to a
Right.
celebration of life.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have to fly on the bloody airplane.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah, no, a good weekend. Didn't do anything too crazy this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Just chilled. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I went to the shop yesterday. I did a little work actually.
Okay.
Um, um,
I'm still messing with the lights,
versus
so don't pay any attention
versus
to me.
just screwing around on Sunday. So
Okay.
Saturday I didn't do a whole hell of a lot of anything. I hung out with my significant other
On Saturday? Okay.
and my son for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went and
With
went to
Will, I take
Hooters.
it?
Went to Hooters for lunch,
Okay.
and then we stopped at a couple of retail outlets,
Oh,
and
jeez, going back to that.
and
Uh-huh.
then back home and didn't do a whole lot of anything. So
Okay.
yeah,
So what do
which was
you? So did you do something to? Oh, here we go. This is romantic right here. Oh, look at that.
romantic. Looking for
Romantic.
red,
Oh,
like
look at that. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're going to purple territory
Now you
now.
just need to get a little
This is so
uh
stupid. Huh?
what's that brother's name?
Uh,
That plays all that.
Turn off the lights.
No.
Let's
God
get
dang it, what's his name?
cozy.
Um,
Barry White?
Barry White. There you go. I got some Barry White on there. You know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, baby.
saying?
Um. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Do people actually celebrate Valentine's Day? I'm not really like a big Valentine's Day kind of dude.
um,
I don't know about you.
some people, I really do. I've
You
gotten
do?
trouble, and I've got no. Well, my
Mhm.
wife made me a very lovely little card. Gave me a
Mhm.
card this morning, and she
Mhm.
bought donuts to the shop with my said Happy Valentine's Day, and I got the first one out of the dozen.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay.
um, but yeah, I got in trouble one year for kind of forgetting about it and
Mhm.
ignoring it. And yeah, I won't go into that. But
Mhm. You
it
like big,
wasn't
like serious big trouble, or?
well, just mad at me trouble. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know. Yeah. We
yeah,
don't. Nobody wants that.
yeah. No, no,
Nobody
no.
wants that.
I kind of forgot about it this morning. I woke up
Mhm.
and went did my thing, and then I heard people talking about it on the internet or something. I'm like, oh, that's right, it is. Oh, okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah,
you know,
so actually, oh my God, okay, this is why you don't ever mess with the lights while you're doing a show. So I'm just gonna dial it down right there. Yeah. Now I've got stars in my eyes right now. This is so crazy. Yeah. So I think Valentine's Day is a very commercial day. All you guys out there can
oh,
tell us what you think
that's
about it.
all it is.
Yeah,
That's all it
it's
is.
a
The commercial
commercial
day.
thing. I treat every day like Valentine's Day with Lola. She might not
Agree
Lola
all the
might not
time.
agree with what I'm saying right now. But I
Well,
treat every day like Valentine's Day. I did not get her a
you did
card. I did not get her a
okay.
card.
Did not. He really did not get a
I did
card.
not get her a card. However, my sons did, and here it
Oh,
goes.
very nice.
Yeah, you will have a good
Ah,
Valentine's Day. That's what was on the card.
excellent.
Uh, Let me see, and so my younger son actually got a card and everything, and left it there, and here and then inside was this. Inside was this. I'll zoom in on it. So there you go. So it was a nice little. I'll tell you what I wrote. Happy Valentine's Day. Uh, I told her that the boys found the cards. And I said that I must say they're most awesome gift slash byproduct of our love slash
Right.
relationship slash adventure, and I gave it to Lola.
All
But
right. Lots of
that's because
slashes.
that's because my son's got the card. Otherwise, you know, I actually forgot it was Valentine's Day. Also,
Like I said, I
not even kidding.
didn't. I knew it was coming up, and
Hmm.
then I get up and start my day, and then it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
that's right, it is. Yeah.
yeah. And Lola and I were busy. We were busy this weekend doing. We were in Orlando, so I don't know if I ran into anyone in Orlando that listens to the podcast, but I did run into lots of
Yeah.
people that recognize me from the gun world in Orlando, and
Oh,
some people that recognize me from the Class B van world out there. So
yeah.
yeah,
That's good.
and there was a couple of people who recognized me because I was like on one show I think with Ham Radio 2.0, who was one of the
Yeah.
people who got me to go to Hamcation,
Oh,
which is what
yes.
Lola and I went to in Orlando. That's the amateur radio show for people who don't know that. And the folks who got me is Jason from gigaparts.com,
Yes.
where you can buy a bunch of this stuff. And I'm going to show you guys some stuff I got from there in a second. When we do the Gorn, I will show you. Oh, actually, I got a radio. I'll show you that. Lola got a radio. Did you bring your radio, Lola? Okay, Lola has a radio. I bought some tech. I bought a cool battery thing from them that has its own solar panel on the back of it, and there's an emergency light, and you can plug stuff in. Um, and that's from I got that from Gigaparts. Gigaparts gave Lola a radio, which I'll show you guys.
Oh, okay. That's right. You
Yeah,
guys had a little wager going on.
right. Yeah, because they encouraged us to get our amateur license for ham radio, and then they said when we took the test, whoever got the highest score would get a radio. So we took the
Oh,
test. We both got the same exact score.
well.
So, but I finished first. And I would have gotten a higher score, and I never do this. Like I was so nervous about the whole thing because I didn't want to fail that I went back and checked stuff, and I never do that. And I changed two things, and then I caught myself, and I was like, "This is a mistake," and I was like,
Oh,
I'm just gonna leave it and walk away." So Lola and I got.
you don't know which was right or wrong, did you?
No, they told me they could tell me, but I was like, it doesn't matter. If I passed, I'm good.
Okay. Before I forget here, speaking of ham
Mhm.
radios, I
Okay.
subscribe to a channel, Ham Radio Crash Course.
Yes.
Did you
I
did you
know.
see him slash meet him?
Oh, are you talking about Josh?
Yeah, the guy that does it.
We are buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm
Oh, I
buddies with
didn't know.
Josh. Are
Well,
you?
bloody
So
hell, I didn't know that.
hold on a second. Are you talking about this guy?
Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me
That's
roll up.
Josh right there. CHRCC.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when did you when
Look at his.
I
Look
was
at his. Look at his holster.
I saw
Oh.
that holster. I saw that thing. That
That's
that
so
is
awesome.
that is that is actually very flamboyant.
I gotta have one of those.
Um,
uh,
I I
and he
was
has the
watching
same radio that I got. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was watching his video to see
Mhm.
if I saw you walking around at the event, but I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
see you. I didn't see you guys together. So
I did a video where he was in. So there's gonna be at some point everyone I will put out on Stranger Palooza a video of this thing, like it's just a whole wrap up. But I did videos with him, with Josh, with Ham Radio 2.0. Oh man, I did with Sean, who is what is it that Ham Radio guy? Ham Radio dude.
I
There's a whole
mean,
bunch of guys. So
yeah.
I also, what was the name of the other? Temporarily unavailable. Was that the other? Temporarily offline.
Did did you run into? I mean, out in the campground area,
hmm
did you run into the dude that was brewing his own beer and stuff? He had the beer and
I think that was Matt. Yeah, big
yeah,
guy
okay.
with a beard.
I
He's
guess, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I hung out with them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I hung with these dudes. I just didn't shoot video because I don't believe in having evidence of hanging out situations too much. There's probably some pictures or something. I mean, I don't drink or anything, so But I hung
Well,
out with them. Yeah.
I'm sure there were some other things going out in that parking lot too besides drinking. So,
Yeah.
dude, you know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to look. Oh, here's something that I put in the short that went up already. Check this guy out.
He's got his own antenna.
Yeah. So there's a guy with a hard hat for everyone listening on audio. There's a guy. there's oh, what am I doing? I'm going through. That's some other stuff there. Yeah. So there was that guy, and let me see what else I saw. It was crowded. It was crowded there. There were a lot of people. Let me see if I can roll this in for a second. This is just walking around a little bit, There were a lot of people there.
Oh, that's a good excuse for a lot of people up north to get out of the winter.
Yeah.
Come
There's a
south.
there's a part where Jason. Oh, here you go. There's So this is Jason from. Let me see if I can put it up. So this is Jason from Ham Radio 2.0.
Okay.
Oh, actually, let me do it this way. Put him there. Put you. Put me. Put him in the middle. That doesn't work. No, that's terrible. We got to go just on him for you to see it. So this is Jason, who's Ham Radio 2.0, and this radio he has in his hands is
That
badassery.
that is cool.
Yeah, this basically is a look. It's a combination of a smartphone, like an Android smartphone, and a amateur radio. And they're all the dudes behind him who are up there. So you have Frank, who's Tank Radio, Steve from Temporarily Offline Ham Radio. Right behind him is, see right there? Okay, we passed that part. But anyway, so,
Yeah.
here's the Gigaparts truck that was there. Let me see if I could skip. Oh, there's Temporarily Offline. Right there. There's that dude. Right there.
Okay.
you know, and somewhere in there, I think I had Josh, but I'll other than that picture, I'm not sure if I got him in that short that I did, but I have an interview with him. I'm trying to
Oh, cool.
find. There's some other stuff. There's something that I thought was, oh, this right here, Walt. You see this thing that he's showing right here? It's called the Geocron. Does anyone know about this? Because I have to have this. Look at this, Walt. This is a live map, and it shows you telemetry data of satellites. It shows you like daylight around the world, weather. Let me see if I can just go back here on it for a second and pause. So if you look at this here, it's showing you satellites going overhead. So satellite telemetry going overhead. It shows you weather in different places. And you can see whether that place is in daylight or not. It was. You would love this, Walt. You would love it.
Probably so.
It costs
Yep.
about like $500 because it's a unit that you connect to your TV, and
Yeah.
it looks best when it's a 4K TV, and then you have to pay a service. But you can wake up and it's like looking at a aquarium for nerds because you can see everything going on in the planet. Let me see. I'm gonna try to look this up, see if we can find something online that it'll explain it better than what I'm doing because I'm doing a terrible job of it. But that was one of the coolest things that I saw. It's called Geocron.
Ah.
Let me look that up here for a second. Uh, so Josh is the only ham radio guy you follow?
Yeah. Right now, yeah.
Okay.
And I subscribe to it. I don't
Mhm.
watch every time it comes up. Things that interest me, I'll click it on. And
Mhm.
there's some other YouTube channels the same thing I've subscribed to, and they post like
Mhm.
every 5 seconds of the day.
Okay.
It's like, you know, and it's like, okay, really,
Mhm.
come on. I mean, I get it, but no, I found his information interesting. Um, and he's not all he doesn't
Yeah,
seem all
I think
stuck
he,
up. So
yeah, I think him and Jason make it very easy for you to figure out. And Lola's making a lot of noise back there, so I apologize to everyone. Uh, who can hear that. So here, let me give you a better look at this, Walt. So here's what this map looks like. Here's a better picture of it, and it's the entire world. So you see how there's stuff that's dark right there.
it's dark.
That's because that part of the world is dark at the time when they
So
did this. And then you could see like the ISS when it flies over Florida, all kinds of stuff. You can see
so
weather.
what's who's the
Hmm.
main user of this stuff?
Um, well, I know that it's
Aside
the
from just wanting to have all the latest gizmos and whiz
right.
bangs.
Yeah, the ham radio guys can use that because you could call all over the world with this ham radio stuff if you know what you're
Yeah,
doing and you
yeah,
have the right equipment. And so it
right.
allows you to see where people are and you could maybe have a conversation with them because you could see things happening. But also this will track your what they call in the ham radio world contacts.
Okay.
So
So you can enter your contacts
yeah, you can
on
enter
the map, excuse me, and
and
then
you
you can see what's daylight, night, the weather, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
right, and you could see, what's going on there. Um, so I think that's a good part of it. But guys like me and you would like that stuff just for looking at the information and all that kind of stuff. And then also like ham
Yeah.
radio guys, if you're a ham radio operator, you can actually make contact with like the ISS. So you can make
Right.
contact
Right.
with
Correct.
the space station as it goes overhead and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. Yep.
So, um, so I just thought it was really cool. Um, yeah, if you have a chance, man, if you really, if you're into this kind of stuff, you should go next year. I think you'd like it.
I probably would.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be another. I mean, look, if you look over my
Mhm.
shoulder here behind me,
Mhm.
you can see some antennas sticking up there,
Okay.
in the background, and those are
Oh,
two
yeah, you do
Baofungs in
have
the
antennas.
background.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
some Baofungs in the
Oh,
background. Yeah.
sexy. Uh huh.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
there's some freedom devices back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah.
I just need to have hook those Baofungs up to like 100-watt amplifier, and
Mhm.
then oh yeah, rock and
Right.
roll. I mean, I had a CB in my truck at one time,
Mhm.
and hooked up to a linear amp,
Mhm.
and with that you can catch the skip right.
Mhm.
And I've talked to people in New York State and out west, just depending on how things are going
Mhm.
on and then have a radio that goes up into has a sideband or
Mhm.
a little bit above the CB channel range,
Mhm. Mhm.
and yeah, which people do,
Mhm.
and you can talk to people all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I know we've got a few minutes here before we go to the next thing, but it's all part of what you do overall to be prepared for stuff. Like you're a Boy Scout,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah,
I wasn't, but I like the idea of being prepared, and I think the firearms world has done a lot to for that. So it's not just how do you defend yourself or how do you fend for yourself or whatever, but I think communications is a big part of that whole thing. So
yep,
um, and a lot of this stuff crosses over. So like I notice a lot of folks out there who are into camping that I've met, or firearms people.
yeah.
A lot of them happen to be people who were in the service or were in law enforcement, but not everyone. I mean, everyone needs to be able to defend themselves out there.
What's the fiddle fairy?
Yeah, but they also, but when you get out camping and all that kind of stuff, like or what you guys do a lot of camping, or you did Boy Scouts and you
Yeah,
do stuff for the military vehicle things. It's all preparation, and communications is a
yeah,
big
yeah.
part of that.
Planning. You got to be a little prepared.
Mhm.
Get some equipment.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
to make things a little easier. I mean, if you happen to have some radios and the normal communication system takes a
Mhm.
poop,
Mhm.
you can still communicate with folks or communicate with your significant other. You
Right.
know,
Yes.
so yeah,
Yeah, I already figured out how to do that, by the way. So I'll talk to you guys about that in a second here, but
yeah.
in a very short distance, I'm working on doing the more long distance stuff. But we're going to get even more into this here in a second, right after this break that's coming up now. Walther Arms has been making concealed carry handguns for over 90 years, starting with the PPK. Today, Walther is based in the good old US of A and still builds quality firearms like the PPQ and PDP for personal defense and competition. So when you're in the market, please consider Walther Arms. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Walther Arms. Yeah, so here you go. We are back right now. We're in the news section. It's Free for All Monday. I usually try to let Walter and Patrick download all the awesomeness that they were up to. Let's see what's going on here. Appalachian Gunrunner says best part of the show about being on Utron is Gorn. True. Um, and also Jade Grew says I wonder how many of the people who what is this? I wonder how many of the people that got caught spying on Trump for Hillary will be suicided. Yeah, so that's relative to the news. Are you following any of this, Walt?
I saw some blurbs about it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So basically, okay, remember how Trump was saying that people were spying on him?
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Okay, and you remember how the news media said that that's nonsense?
of course.
And remember how Hillary Clinton kept saying stuff Like, oh, I've got it. You remember how she had magical information? It didn't turn
Well,
out to be true, but she had magical. Do you remember all that?
uh,
Okay, so
yeah.
basically they were paying, they were colluding with tech companies to hack in, or just straight up maybe the people who are working in IT for Trump personally at Trump Towers and at the White House to get into their servers and find stuff, and sometimes plant stuff. This is what they were
Well,
up to,
but
right?
isn't this all old news?
Yeah, well, now it's all getting verified. It's all getting
Well,
verified. We might see some people actually go to prison over it. I doubt we're going to see
I
Hillary.
doubt it
Yeah,
very, very
we're not going to see
seriously.
Hillary. Some other people are going to take the fall. And the news media is pretend. This is like a big thing, Walt. Basically, they were trying to plant evidence on Trump. They were looking for things that they can use against him. This
Uh,
is all facts. I'm just saying.
uh, I know, but it was facts 3 years, 4 years ago.
I know, I know,
I
but
mean, it's like the wet market,
mhm,
I mean,
mhm,
in Wuhan,
yeah,
and the bats,
mhm.
you know.
Yep.
uh,
They were trying to
yeah,
plant stuff to point out
and the
Russian
Russian
pollution.
prostitutes and the Russian women peeing
Yeah.
on him in the
I mean,
hotel
look, so
room, and
this is just me
yeah,
doing a search spying on Trump. Past Hillary Clinton tweets loom amid
why?
accusations her campaign paid to spy on Trump.
Why?
You know,
Back
then the
down, go down that,
Washington Post is claiming it. I mean, come on.
scroll back down, scroll back down. We're going to talk about
Hmm.
something else too. Go
Okay.
back down to Miss Hillary. See that
Right.
woman behind her?
Right. Uh huh.
That was her confidant.
Right. Right.
That confidant's mother, it was is and still is a bigwig in the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah, but one of the guys. Okay, that's bad enough.
And all
Um.
that, when somebody like Hillary Clinton
Hmm.
has information on things and
Hmm.
security stuff, where do you think
Hmm.
all that went to?
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you.
It goes right to the bad guys. But
Yeah.
nobody seems to. No, come on, you're dreaming, Walt. What do you know?
42 Chill said Clinton's always dirty. Brian Quick said Rush Limbaugh covered this entire saga over
Yeah.
the entire Trump administration.
I mean, the Clintons back when he was a president sold or gave, we'll say gave, but I guarantee it was sold to the
Mm-hmm.
Chinese
Mm-hmm.
how to do rocket telemetry properly. You don't put satellites into orbit and figure all that shit out unless you know what telemetry and figuring all the orbital dynamics and all that
Right.
shit. And at one point, they started handing that stuff out to the Chicoms,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I'm sure it wasn't for nothing. So,
Yeah.
bless their hearts, bless their
So
hearts.
a motion filed by special counsel John. Listen, we're not the news. I'm not even pretending to be the news. I'm just reacting to stuff here. A motion filed by special counsel John Durham alleges Hillary Clinton's campaign paid a technology company to dig for evidence to build a narrative tying then candidate Donald Trump to Russia in the run up to the 2016 election. All this stuff goes. You know what's funny? Also, Obama and Biden at the time, Obama being president, Biden being the vice, they were all notified that this stuff was going on, and they let it go. All of these
Uh,
people who
uh,
have high moral standards.
Back up a little bit. Back up. The president, Obama,
Hmm.
he's the head dude of the
Hmm.
Democratic Party.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nothing got by Massa Obama. I guarantee you that. He
Yeah.
knew he knew everything that was going on. There's this like, oh, well, I didn't have any, I didn't have any bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Him and Eric Holder knew everything that was going on.
Yeah. There's a lot of this out there, but the media is not
Well,
covering it, obviously.
they'll throw
Um,
Hillary underneath the bus first before they go after Mr. Obama. I have a
yeah.
feeling he'll be the
So
he'll be the
obviously,
last one to get in the back of the bus, so to
yeah, this
speak.
is
So
from Fox News. 60 Minutes, CNN, MSNBC downplayed, criticized Durham probe of Russia investigation. Um, okay, John Durham accuses DOJ watchdog of withholding info on Russia probe. So yeah,
I don't see it going anywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, because they don't want it to go anywhere.
Unfortunately, I don't see
Yeah,
it going anywhere.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I mean, unless
Uh,
they start, people end up, they find them in a hotel room dead.
yeah.
But
Shout out to
um,
Rich out there. You know what the thing is? Even one of the guys that's involved in this whole thing is now giving intelligence briefings from the White House. That's remember. Do you remember I told you there was they were saying how the Russians are gonna do false flags and have crisis actors? And listen, I believe the Russians would do all of that, right? I, anyone, any government, including the one that governs the country that we live in, is capable of that. But when this guy was saying that, there was a reporter recently. This happened like a week or 2 weeks ago, and the reporter was like, "So where's your evidence this is gonna happen?" He's like, "Well, we said it's gonna happen." And the guy was like, "Well, where's your evidence? Like, do you have video? What evidence?" And the guy was like, "Well, we told you guys it was gonna. Like we said it. It came out of our mouths." And the guy said, "You're getting into some, you're getting into some Alex Jones territories."
yeah, um,
So,
yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah. But it's not going to be a
Yeah.
thing. I agree with you. It's not going to be. It's going to go away.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's going to talk about the Super Bowl, which I didn't even know was happening.
I didn't even watch 1 second of that crap.
No,
So,
no.
I mean, and who's performing and who
I know
cares?
who. I don't even know who won the Super Bowl. Did someone win?
I don't
Or
know. I couldn't tell
I
you.
don't know. Someone out there tell us, because I seriously, no bullshit. I have no idea. Brian Quick says Alex Jones was right. Everything Alex Jones says was right or is going to be right.
Listen to me and what I say. I can tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to be one of those rocket science types to figure out these
Yeah.
people.
Including this quote. You know, Joe, I am a little retarded. That's also
Well,
right.
maybe he is a little bit. I mean,
we're
but
all
that
we're all
that doesn't mean he doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. Um,
Not bloody.
42 Chilled said first part was good. LA won 20-16. What's LA's team? I'm seriously, I don't know because
The Rams. The
yeah,
Rams.
okay, because the Raiders moved to Vegas, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so it's the LA Rams. That's who won. That
Yeah,
shit is all
Los Angeles
faked.
Rams.
I don't believe that.
I don't think I'd tell those football players that myself, but yeah.
It's all fake. It's fake as wrestling.
Okay.
I don't care. I'll tell them. It's bullshit. All these sports, I think, are bullshit. Basketball, baseball. It's no different from. It's no different from wrestling, in my opinion. That is my opinion. What
You're
we
allowed
do-
to have your
before
opinion.
people start Roganing us, which I guess would be before we get Roganed or Rogained or however you guys want to put it, which will be fine.
Rogaine?
I don't care. I'll take the press.
It's for the hair.
Yeah. You know, I'm not pretending to be news.
And you didn't even stay in the Holiday Inn last night either.
Yeah,
So
this
I
is-
mean, come on.
yeah, we talk about our opinions. I barely know anything about guns. You know, I barely know something about like camper vans or any of that stuff.
Oh, that's a bad subject. Yes. Anyways,
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Yeah, listen, I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know everything about all this. I'm for sure you know a lot more than me. Do you know everything about guns though?
no, I'm every other time that Ian Forgotten Weapons does some gun I never seen, I realize I don't know nothing yet. So because there are so many obscure weapons out there.
Speaking of which, did you see their latest thing? Did you see their latest thing that the Forgotten Weapons guys put out? Do I need to pull that up for you?
Oh, that electric, is it some kind of like pulse weapon or something or what?
Yeah. Do you know why
No, I
I'm
don't.
speaking in my very sarcastic voice?
Why? Because you made that or what? I don't know. What? You saw that at the Hamfest first? What? Come on.
No.
What?
Do you see this thing that these guys are looking at here? Here, let me share my screen with you guys for a second.
I didn't watch the video yet.
Do you remember? Okay, but do you remember I sent you this stuff? I sent you a thing on this like a year ago. It's a where? Let's see where it is. I'm gonna run in just a little bit of it. I don't want to.
It's portable pulse weapon. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Oh, we're in an ad. Okay,
or
well,
plasma.
we don't want to advertise for those people at all. Although I'm 100% happy with
If they ain't paying you,
with
don't be
these guys.
advertising for no
Yeah,
wow wow.
I'm
Yeah,
happy
man.
with the Forgotten Weapons guys. I sent you and Patrick a video like this. Now Patrick, no, I sent you information on this stuff. Now Patrick ignores everything I send him because he thinks I'm stupid for real. Like no kidding. Uh, so he ignores stuff. But do you remember when I sent you guys that and I was like, oh, we should do something. We should like get one of these things and
Well, I've had ideas brewing in my head on how to make one, but
yeah, it's
you know,
basically a rail like a rail gun.
yeah, it's like a rail gun,
About it.
portable
Yeah,
rail gun.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think Demo Ranch did something too because I was very sarcastic to you when he put that video out.
yeah.
Do you remember?
I just have so many. I just have so many little projects that.
Walter, we don't have Demo Ranch kinds of resources. I send
Well,
you those guys things because I could predict what's going to be cool, and I send that stuff to you guys. Not that we're going to be able to do it or whatever, but just so I could chastise you when someone else does it. That's why I send it. Oh boy.
well, Demo Reg. For the folks who don't know,
Mhm.
a lot of the stuff you see on Demo Ranch, that gentleman's paid to have that stuff on his channel,
Mhm.
a lot of money. So,
Mhm.
um, you know,
And he's got in you're not knocking that, are you? Because
well, I mean,
I don't think there's anything.
that's his
Yeah.
gig. If it works for him,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I mean,
Right.
obviously,
Yeah, those guys make good money.
um,
They get paid well.
as long as he's on the YouTubes.
Yeah. Yeah. Those
Could you
guys.
imagine if all of a sudden the YouTubes
Huh?
throw all them off?
Um.
All the
So
Hickox and the demo ranches, and they all go away, and it's like,
yeah, I see. Okay, so listen, as a guy who's on YouTube and all that, and I don't like have any kind of revenue like what those guys do, but I don't feel bad because they have revenue. I think if you have a lot of
no,
people following you, you make really you this it means you make really good content. People enjoy that. I believe you should be compensated justly.
I I agree with you. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think you're saying otherwise either. Yeah.
if in my measly little channel, if somebody
Mhm.
throws up advertising and making
Mhm.
money off, I should get paid for some of that.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't care if it's five
Absolutely.
cents. I should get some money for that because they're getting some money for that.
Right, right.
But
So here I'm just saying all that to preface this because I don't want anyone to think I'm 100% happy with those guys making money. I think they should make more money, and everyone should
I
make money. I like to get some of that money myself, but I think to answer your question, I think that if Demo Ranch and all the big guys really did get kicked off of YouTube, I think in the long run it will be better for all of us. And if they
well then
get kicked
they'll
off, we're all getting kicked off. So I'm not saying like if
yeah
they
yeah
get
yeah.
kicked off that I'm going to benefit because I'm going to blow up. This is why we'll benefit. If they get kicked off, they're going to have to come up with a better solution. And it's more likely that people in the firearms world and other freedom oriented worlds would work together to make something happen and then I think all of us will benefit from that. Just like all of us benefit from Demo Ranch having such a big channel. You know, do you remember I brought him over, and I don't know him, but one time at SHOT Show I brought him to see you. Do you remember that?
Was it him or was it the other guy?
It was him and the really big YouTuber that he knows, Roman something, Roman
Yeah,
Atwood.
yeah. And
Yeah. But I asked
I
him, I saw them somewhere, and I don't know Demo Ranch. I just saw him when I did the Henry Rifle 1,000-man shoot. And I
yeah
saw him, and he remembered me because we were standing really close to each other. And then he did a video where I'm in that video for like 5 seconds because I was with a bunch of other YouTubers that he knew. And he was like,
yeah
oh, here's Mr. Guns and Gear, and here's this guy.
yeah
And then he goes to me, and I go, and then because he doesn't know who I am. And I go, and I'm head straight.
yeah.
But so anyway, I brought him over there and he was talking to you. You remember that?
Briefly, I mean, it
Okay.
was a quick conversation, yeah. But
Yeah. So
um,
basically, I brought him over there because I said, "Hey, are you interested in seeing a 50 caliber that you could upper that you could put on an AR-15 lower?" And he was like, "Oh, hell yeah. I'm interested in that." And I think,
Yeah,
you remember that?
yeah, a little bit. I remember more the Roman guy because he was interested
Hmm.
in the AR-15s all painted up and everything.
Okay. Yeah, he liked
Yeah,
he liked the weirdly colored
yeah, the
what is that?
Lego gun as we
The
called it.
yeah,
Yeah,
the Harlequin.
Harlequin. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Harlequin gun. Anyway, so but what Demo Ranch told you, I believe is very true, and I think Demo Ranch is like one of the probably the smartest guys on YouTube. I'm not even talking about like amongst gun guys. Um, if I had any brains, I wouldn't mess with YouTube. I would do whatever. I wouldn't talk about politics. I wouldn't. But my
Yeah.
emotions, what I believe leads me more. But he said this to you. He said, "Hey, if I did a video on your gun, what would happen is that it might be in my video, and it's just a fun thing. It might be in my video for a couple of minutes, and it's just a fun thing. But millions of people are going to watch that. And if 10 million people watch that, a million people might be interested in your gun. And because of that, they'll go look for other videos. And then all of a sudden, you'll see that if Hank has more detailed videos on it, or this guy has more videos, or that
Right.
person has more videos, you'll see all their views going up. And so the reason why I'm telling you this, and I don't think we ever talked about this, but the reason why I'm saying this is I believe that that's true.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to all of a sudden sell a million guns.
No, it doesn't mean that, but
Um,
you probably will
yeah.
sell 1,000 guns for sure.
Yeah.
You would, and
Once.
and nothing like that ever happened. I don't have any way to get in touch with them, and we never had a way to work it out, and
Well,
all that stuff. And I
let,
think
let,
they're
let me
they're.
just say this, and I'll leave
Hmm.
it at that.
Hmm.
Um, I've seen other people's guns on the channel,
Hmm.
and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say to you, Walter, is that we all benefit. If Mr. Guns and
Yeah.
Gear makes it, so let's say, I remember. Do you remember Mr. Gun? I think were you there when Guns and
I
Gear
was there
came
when
to?
he was out there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he came to make a bullpup video with me because he was like, "Hey Hank, I know you have a lot of bullpups,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah, man." So he came out and made that video with us. That helped. That helped me. That helped other
Sure.
people that have bullpup videos.
Sure.
So we all help each other when we do those things because let's say I'm the nerdy guy and I do more detailed stuff, and Guns and Gears, I think, in my opinion, nerdy and puts details in his things, but he doesn't do as many bullpup videos. So, but someone looking at that gets into it now is gonna go look at all the guys that do bullpup videos like Military Arms
Yeah.
Channel, who doesn't necessarily need the help. But by us doing, like, if someone puts up a video and then I put up a video, it doesn't hurt any of us.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So everyone benefits out of that. So this is my reason why I say that if we all came off of YouTube, it would benefit all of us also. Not the little guys like me coming off of you. This show came off of YouTube in terms of we don't go live there. And
Well,
lots
that's
of
because of you. That's because of YouTube's goofy rules. That's why.
Yes, it's because of YouTube's rules. But guess what? Lots of guys don't want to do the Utreon thing. I'm still here
No.
doing it. The
Well,
guys who the guys who encourage me to come over here, they don't do it on Utreon. And I'm not blaming them. I'm not knocking them. Those are my boys. But they don't do it because they want to be on YouTube and get the most views. I don't think it's money. I don't think it's not money. It's they want to get the
uh,
most views, right? Like people like no one likes to have their video go up and it
but
gets zero views, man.
but
It's
they
it's for the fame. It's for the fame.
like a lot of people. They're not getting it from YouTube.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Barnum Ammo. Barnum has a wide range of reliable, quality steel case ammo for small game, large game, target shooting, and self-defense. They've got the classics like 7.62 and 5.45, as well as 9mm all the way up to 308. Subsonic as well. So when you're in the market, please consider Barnum Ammo. Okay, we're very excited here, so I did not know. I did not notice that thing happened. Yes, we are in Gorn. Finish your thought, though, Walt. Finish your thought before we move on.
Let me say this about as it goes with all gun guys, people.
Mhm.
Everybody, there's a lot of cliques
Mhm.
in the gun world.
Mhm.
And some people will work with some people, and some people won't work with other people because if those other people see you working with those other people, they won't let you work with them.
That's true.
Did you
That's
follow
true.
that? You
Yeah,
follow that?
that's why YouTube
Um,
winds up being the best thing. But if we had a better platform that didn't bet against us, it wouldn't matter who deals with who. You could, you know, if whether or not I know Demo Ranch, if he has a video up and I have a video that's somewhere in the realm, like I have a gun that's somewhere in the realm of what he showed, it's gonna raise my boat as well as
yeah.
his.
People are going to be looking for
Yeah.
that stuff. Then they're going to be
But the
looking for.
problem is that's not how YouTube works. YouTube lets some guys do whatever they want
Well,
to, as long as
because
they don't talk about politics and stuff.
some of those guys bring YouTube more
Money, for
money.
sure. I don't blame them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
I
you
get it.
go.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's
that's
all
why
about the
money. That's why they don't talk
money.
about the
Yeah.
politics and all that kind of stuff. So,
And
you
and
know.
but they could do well. Let's just say by not talking about the politics, in my opinion, sometimes when they have this huge audience. Now let's remember some of their audience is sitting in a hut in some third world country that has no money and or political clout in this country.
A
Can't
big
vote or
part of their
anything.
audience is
Yes,
can't
there are in
even
other
buy
places.
guns. Even
Right. Well,
like let's look at the kids. The kids even in America can't necessarily buy guns. They're future gun buyers,
but
perhaps,
they
but
love
they don't
that
vote and they don't buy
blowing
guns.
stuff up.
Yeah.
Shoot. Let's see how many cans of whatever we can shoot at one time. They'll,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
how many watermelons we can? Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Look what happened when we shot watermelons.
Yeah.
Uh,
We had to take that down. I think that's on your channel though.
I think it is, yeah. But that
Yeah.
was one of the most awesome slow
It
mos
was.
ever done in the world. Now, if you were Demo Ranch, it'd still be up.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, YouTube has me. I'm not. Look, I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me because honestly, my
No.
personal philosophy in life, I'm a hustler. And by that, in a good way. In that, by that I mean, like I get out there and I work and I make things happen. Right? If I need to make money, I need to take care of my family and all that. I get it done. You know, and I believe in that. You know that. You and I do a lot of different things together. Um,
Is
so
it gun
and
time?
yeah, we'll get into guns. We'll get into guns. You know what? Let me get some comments. Cruiseman says Demo Ranch will be the last gun guy kicked off YouTube. He serves a purpose for them. Yeah, and it's a good
Well, of
thing.
course.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah. Like I said, I don't have any.
Demo
Everybody's
Ranch
got
is
their
also a
thing.
nice guy. From
Yeah, I
what I
mean,
see, from what I've seen, I don't know the
I've
man.
never. I mean, talked to him for a couple seconds of the shot show. That doesn't mean I met him.
Hmm.
That's not the same thing. That's just hey, how you doing? Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean, it also timing has a lot to do with YouTube and where you're at now.
Hmm.
Some of these guys have been around for a lot longer than other people,
Hmm.
so they started early, and
Yeah,
and we're,
yeah.
um,
It's tough to. It's tough to. Well, actually, I'll tell you, it's actually easier to start a brand new YouTube channel about guns right now. Because if you're not flagged by them like I am, you could probably do very well. I've seen lots of people do
yeah.
that.
But as soon as you get to any kind of monetary,
When they notice you, they gonna get you.
yeah, ask Patrick. She'll tell you about that.
Yeah, they'll get
Um,
you.
so yeah,
Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword, I guess you'd say. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Jade Grew says, speaking of bullpups, can anyone recommend a good optic for a Tavor X95?
I don't know.
It my answer to you would be how far are you trying to shoot it? So
And how much money do you have to spend?
yeah, how much money do you have to spend? And are you or are you not a gear whore? Does the name, does the brand on it matter to you or not? Seriously.
Yes. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because you can get X brand
Yeah.
that nobody knows about. And
Right. Primary Arms has good stuff. Hollow Sun has good stuff. If you're looking to do close up, short distance things, I haven't really tried their long distance. Do they make Hollow Sun make long distance stuff? I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
But Primary Arms does. Vortex. Everyone's in the glass game nowadays, and I think there's probably 2 or 3 places that are making all this stuff. So,
Let me tell you how you get in the glass game.
hmm
You go talk to
hmm
the manufacturers in
hmm
that country where the
right, right.
Wuhan is, where Wuhan is,
Okay.
and you just say, I want to buy 1,000 scopes. You can put my name on it. Oh yeah, I put
Yeah.
your name on. I'll put
Yeah.
anything you want on it.
Strange
Yeah.
scopes.
Yeah. I already asked them this stuff. He said, "You
Mhm.
private label? Oh yeah, we make it whatever you want." Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I sound like
yeah,
a character from South Park. Yeah.
you got the money. We put it on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Walter doesn't even get that. If Patrick was here like he's supposed to be here, he would have gotten that reference.
Okay.
We're not ready to go. Hold on a second. We're gonna do guns. Power phone dude. ODU. He says the Gauss gun is cool. Sucks. It's $4,000. There's cheaper versions. If you go, there's some dudes making that, and I don't have the info in front of me, but I did research it. There's some cheaper ones.
If it is like you were talking railgun, the idea is you pull a projectile down the barrel or the rail, then you, as you pulse the coil or the magnetic, speed increases. I guess we'll say exponentially or whatever. To me, it's more like having a properly designed, power supply and board electronics to make it all work.
Yeah, we're getting really like I like to see this kind of stuff. And I think it's, by the way, speaking of like cool YouTubers out there, I think it's very cool for Forgotten Weapons to do something on that. And I think all of that stuff helps move this forward, and it's awesome.
I mean,
and amazing.
He's got access he's had access to some really neat guns.
Yeah.
So,
if I had money, though, if I had the resources, if I didn't spend all my money on vans and other, okay, I buy a lot of stuff. But, let's go to guns before we get into that. All right, Walt, what you got? What you got, man?
All right. Today, I happen to have, this is a Grand Power, which is, now it's in,
everyone now.
Let's see here. This is a Grand Power K22S. So this is 22 caliber, full-size frame.
Did I shoot this? I think so.
Yes, you did. We had it out there. We did the 22. Remember the 22 video?
Yeah.
I believe I had that out there.
Right.
Threaded no views or lots of views?
No. It got views. I don't know how many views. Nothing we put up recently is getting any views. But yes, we did. I'll find it.
No, that's because they put Hank Strange to the back of the bus.
Yeah. Nobody puts the back of the bus. I thought you were going to say they put Hank Strange in the corner. Nobody puts Hank Strange in the corner.
When I was a kid, the teacher would make me stand in the corner sometimes. I didn't. Yeah. That was like, okay, whatever.
How many times have you gotten put in the corner? I bet you I got put in the corner more times than you.
I got put a couple times in the corner.
My mother. Wait a second. Why am I? Oh, that's funny. So check this out. I'm looking on YouTube to search for that thing. I searched my own self on YouTube because I'm looking for the 22. Look at that. Hank Strange gets a ham radio license, Orlando Hamcation 2022. I don't even know where that picture came from. But that's Ham Radio 2.0. I'm going to have to look at that when we get off of here. We got tons of pictures on videos on 22s. Go ahead. I'm going to find... what was that video called, though?
Anyways, this is not a bad... This is full size. It has interchangeable backstrap pieces. Came with 2 mags, threaded barrel. Not a bad little gun. Kind of resembles a Beretta, the way it, like a 92, like how the top is open.
Okay.
I found it ambidextrous controls, by the way. Yeah, nice gun.
Is that expensive?
I believe these are 3-ish.
Okay.
I bought when Global Ordnance took over the importing of the Grand Power stuff. They sold off all the previous importers' inventory that they had, so I got a sweet deal on this one. They got rid of them, and we shot it out at your place. Not a bad gun.
Yeah, I
couldn't.
I'm not sure if I put that. I think I put that video up, right? Dude, I make so many videos, I don't even know.
That was a couple years ago, I think.
Oh, that's years ago. Okay, there's no point looking. I've got,
even
though, Walter, we have removed 500 videos from YouTube, I still have something like 930 videos on YouTube. Do you know that? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Flying Rich wants to know if I saw Iron Sky 2 and is it watchable? No, you're going to hate it. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time. What you got, Walt? Next thing, let's see. What you got?
This is a Beretta. It's an 84. 81, excuse me, 81. Beretta 81, 32 caliber.
Mm-hmm.
This was a weird. I bought this from AIM Surplus, and they ran every once in a while they import some pistols. They'll get some that they consider like fugly,
Mm-hmm.
and so they ran their fugly guns thing, and these Berettas were in there, and they
Mm-hmm.
were reduced. They were really cheap, so I said, you know what, I'll take a chance. I ordered two of them, one for me and one for Chris in the shop. Said, hey, I want one too. So I ordered them. They came in. The only thing on this gun is a little bit of the finish right there on the receipt on the upper
Oh,
slide
I
is a
see.
little.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
reblue it.
it's not even
Is that
rust.
blue?
It's not even rust. It's
Okay.
just the bluing got something happened. It turned like white.
Yeah, something
And
probably set down on it. Some kind of
yeah,
maybe a cleaning or.
this gun I would call is in very good condition. Aside from that,
Hmm.
I mean, and the other one had a little bit more of that on it. And I got first choice because
Mm-hmm.
I bought them. But
Right.
yeah, I was like super happy with this
Mm-hmm.
deal, and I didn't have to pay any special price for it, so that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a lot of it's a, one thing about the Berettas. They just really, this is for a 32. It's got a really, it's a double stack mag if I'm not mistaken, 12 rounds, but just a really wide grip. So it doesn't it's a little gun, but it doesn't have that little gun feel. It
Mm-hmm.
fills the big old paw up very well. So um, yeah, Beretta, 81. Yep.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Let's see. Do you have more guns? I know you said you had a
Oh,
bunch of them.
do I have more guns?
While you're looking for the next one, let's see. 42 chilled said yes, and then mom beat his booty. I'm gonna change that word. I don't know if you're talking about me or Walter. Yes, this is my mother's system. Uh, Beatings first, then the corner. Then you
Well,
get
this
to cry in the corner.
standing in the corner for me was at school. You know,
Oh! My mother
this
was.
was like
My parents were teachers.
early 70s, so you
Oh,
know
okay.
there was still a little bit of corporal punishment going on in the schools in
Right.
Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and I did get
Right.
paddled twice in school too, by the way. Um,
I've gotten paddled. Yep. Yep. Yep.
once for fighting, and
Uh,
one time for and the second time I was like in fifth grade, and I don't.
mm,
It happened so fast I didn't know what I did, but I
mm,
guess the teacher didn't like the way I looked at her.
mm,
And next thing you know, I'm down in the office, and next thing you know, smack, smack, smack a couple times,
mm,
and
mm.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I've gotten. I went to school in Nigeria, so I
yeah.
got licks there. And well, I was a little kid when I was in Guyana, but I think we did go to school at some point because I left when I was 5. So who knows
Yeah,
what those people did to me? I think part of my I've repressed part of that.
yeah.
My
I
brothers
mean, for
told me
me,
some
even
bad things happened to me.
it was just like
uh,
The Simpsons. You know, yes,
mm,
I will not do this on the board. I will not do this on the board, or like
uh,
writing timetables on the board.
mm,
You know, dun, dun, dun,
yeah,
dun, dun.
yeah,
You know, I had to do that too after school sometimes. So
yeah.
you know,
I remember one time I got a test when we were living in Nigeria, and my mom, like, I don't know, I've told people my mother was like a little Indian lady, but she was vicious. Okay. Her people, if you ever saw Indiana Jones, did you ever see
yeah,
Indiana Jones Temple
yeah,
of Doom?
yeah,
You saw Temple of Doom? You remember
yeah,
the Indian people, the Madrasi people?
yeah,
You remember the dude who can like reach into your body and pull your
yeah,
heart out? Yeah,
yeah.
that's my mother's people. That's the people that she came from. And so she was just nuts. And so like I remember one time I took a test, and I think it was 10 questions. I had no clue what was going on there with that test or what was happening with it, but you got a lash for everyone you got wrong. So they gave me 10 lashes. I went back and complained to my mom that they gave me lashes, and she's like, "Oh, why?" So I told her it was a test, blah blah blah. I got 10 more lashes. That was the last time
Last
like I
time,
was thinking, like, oh, I'm a kid. If my kids came and told me that their teachers gave them 10 lashes, I'm not saying I'm gonna automatically be mad at the teachers,
yeah,
but if they get 10 lashes because of some questions that they didn't, no, that teacher, that's a problem. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I believe that kids should get a couple of lashes in school, but not for something like that. That's the last time I ever told my mother anything about a test.
What happened at school? Yeah.
So
Wise choice. Wise
yeah,
choice.
after that, you don't.
Mum's the
You know.
word.
Yeah.
Mum's the
One
word.
time, I hate to make this into a thing about my mom, but she's not here. So one time, I forgot what I did. I always like. I'm the kind of person that I don't like authority. So there was something I did to my mom. And she got mad, so she started chasing me to give me lashes. But we were living in Nigeria, and we had a massive mango tree. Like mango trees are really big, and they're old. So I climbed into this tree. My mother started climbing up the tree after me. She was like, "Do you know where I grew up?" So she started climbing a tree. But here's how she didn't get me. Because I started going up higher and then out on branches that I was light enough to go on, but she couldn't. Okay? So she was like, "Oh, okay." So she just, she left it alone, climbed down out of the tree. I stayed in that tree until my dad came back. Because I thought, my dad was like the easy. My dad gave me like capital punishment one time because my dad was serious about it, right?
Corporal punishment, I
Yeah,
think, is the word.
corporal.
Not
Yeah,
capital
capitals,
punishment.
you're done. But yeah, my dad did that one time, and I didn't want any more of that. So,
More of that shit.
but he
Yeah.
was a good guy. So I waited. My dad came back. Whatever it was, I thought he smoothed it out with my mom, right? So I came down.
So you
Everything was
come down.
cool. Everything was cool. Everything was cool. We had dinner, all of that kind of stuff. I thought everything was over. I went to bed and all that kind of stuff. I woke up with my mother sleeping on top of me, giving me lashes. Like she was sitting on top of me,
Yeah.
giving me lashes so I couldn't run away. Yeah, yeah. No one can
Hmm.
out your mother giving you lashes stories than I can. I dare someone
Yeah.
to try to outdo me. I got more lashes than anyone else on the face of this planet. And look at what happened to me.
Yeah. Look where you are now.
It
Yeah.
made me worse. This is why I'm so introverted. Go ahead, Walt. What you got?
This is a Jericho 941F. This is the one that kind of looks like a desert eagle.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that desert eagle look.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't think it's. I think it's a chrome finish. It's not stainless, the gun itself,
Mm-hmm.
but it's got that dull chrome finish. Single action, 9 millimeter,
Mm-hmm.
made in Israel. Heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! This gun is.
It looks good though. That
Oh,
looks
it's
good.
it's a serious
Yeah,
heavy
that's a
duty.
good looking. That's like a movie gun.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
it kind of resembles a CZ,
Uh huh.
the way the slide is and everything, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I
this
don't know
thing is
why Walt's freezing up like that. That might
I
be
don't
me.
know either.
Yeah.
I don't know
Or
either.
I don't know
I'll
if
move a little slower.
Lola's getting on it. Don't get off the internet, Lola. Lola. She's not even listening.
But anyways, yeah, the
Yeah.
Jericho 941L. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
fiddle fairy.
No, very cool. Yeah, we could take this over into the next thing, Walt.
Ah,
Let me before you bring up the next one. Cruise Man said my mom whipped me with a leather dog leash one time.
I have been hit with a hairbrush. A
Ooh,
hairbrush doesn't feel good either.
yeah. Have you?
Probably like a kitchen spoon. You ever get hit with a kitchen spoon?
Oh yes. Okay. Do you know what a rolling pin is?
Yeah. You got hit with a rolling pin?
Yes.
That's why you're so dumb. You got beat up by the head. You
Yeah.
got beat up.
Oh, oh, my mother, whatever
Oh,
was
look at
at
this.
hand, dude. My mother would make me go like how people in the South say that they had to go pick the switch.
Yeah, pick your
Yeah,
own
my mother.
weapon.
Yeah, so I know what that means because in Nigeria there were these like it was like a some kind of grass like thing, but it was really thick and tight, and it grows like a whip, and it's
Yeah.
green. I forgot what that thing is called. My mother would make me go get one of those and bring it back. She's like, "Oh no, this one's not right. Go get it." And then
Get another one.
yeah, I told you I can out mom you with anything. With Armslist, you can shop the extensive list of local and nationwide firearms classified, now with more confidence because of their built-in firewall. For only $6.99 a month for personal use, or $30 a month for business vendors, so when you're in the market, please consider Armslist. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Armslist. Have you? Let me ask you this, Walt. Since we're talking about moms, have you ever gotten beaten so badly? This is why, like, I never had to do any of this with my kids. My kids are good kids, man. Have you ever gotten beaten so badly that the brand of the belt is imprinted on you?
No, no.
Yes. Oh boy. Yeah, Jade Grew said he had to pick his own switches. Who knows what the switch plant is? Because they had one of those things in Nigeria.
I got sometimes hit whatever was close.
Yeah. 42 Chill says when it came to pick sticks, I was gone. Yeah, why are we so stupid that you go pick the weapon? That's like someone says, you know what? I'm going to shoot you. Go get a gun and bring it back.
Yeah, go get it. Go pick up the bullets. I'm gonna shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what you got, Walt? There's going to be more mom beating stories, but go ahead.
This is a Grand Power K100, 9mm. One cool thing about it, if you can see that here, see how the oops, let me turn it this way. See how the barrel rotates?
Yeah.
Rotary locking barrel. When I'm not
again,
frozen up.
Oh, that's like a
yeah.
Huh.
So yes.
What does that
once again I
look like in there? I don't know if it's easy to take down or not.
Oh, take it apart?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let me see if I can remember. It comes apart like a Glock. It's got the two little things right here. So let's see if we go back.
Boss Hog says, I picked many switches in my lifetime, Hank, and don't pick the wrong one. Oh, yeah.
Choose wisely, young Padawan.
Yeah, you don't want none of that. My
Yeah.
mom was the kind of person that would be mad at my dad and throw a pot of, like, boiling rice at him.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
But I'm telling you cannot out. My mom was the most vicious. You know when people say that women, like all the war and the death in the world, has to do with men? Have you ever heard that?
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's bullshit. I tell you what, if women were in charge, just like guys are in some places,
Dude.
just as much.
More.
Yeah.
More of us would be dead. Moms would just have a rule. Yeah, you could just take out your kids after they're alive. Forget about abortion.
Yeah. I can't figure out how to take it apart without looking at some stuff here, but
okay.
No, that's interesting. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
before,
no.
actually.
We fired it. I had it at your place one time.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that.
Well, problem is I probably brought too many guns out that day, and you didn't even get a chance to shoot it.
Yeah.
So.
DCG.
I haven't.
Go ahead. DCG44 says, "Hello, everyone. Rotary locking barrels, cool looking, Walt." Yeah. Go ahead.
No, it isn't interesting, and they like that. The Grand Power guy, Jericho, they build more than one of these guns that has a rotary locking barrel. So, yeah, it's a nice. It's got a good feel in the hand. Once again, it comes with replaceable back straps.
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
Yeah. I bought at the same time I bought the pistol. It was on clearance. If I unfreeze, there we go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is very cool.
Another one of the ones in the library, so to speak.
Right. Have you surrendered to mom stories yet? I hope everyone is bowing down to my mom beat me the most stories that Hank Strange has the most.
My dad threw a pipe at me one time.
A pipe?
Did it connect? A piece of plumbing pipe.
It connected.
I said something to him that he didn't like, obviously.
And does he have good aim, Walt?
I took off, literally running. He threw it. I cut, and it hit a like a concrete support and took a chunk out.
Hold on, you did a serpentine movement, or something?
I did the cut, and boom, it hit the wall.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So your dad was the dangerous one.
I got
your dad.
If you pissed him off and like there was a V belt in the garage or something, you get hit with a V belt. You know, like a fan belt kind of thing. I mean, I usually did something when that happened. Let's say this wasn't happening because I was just standing there. I had usually said something, talk back or something.
Right. You were troublesome.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't know when to keep your mouth shut. That kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
I learned a little bit later on. Keep your mouth shut. Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't learned that lesson, but yes, I understand. I understand exactly.
So, but then afterwards, he realized that wasn't a really good move,
Hmm.
and you know,
Hmm.
yeah, that wasn't the
Your dad
smartest
is
thing
so
to do.
sweet right now. In your
What am
older
I?
age, I guess you get nice.
I never had to do anything like that with my boys either. They
Yeah,
were fine. No
yeah,
problem. And Alexis, all he had to do was yell at her, and she started crying. So,
yeah.
um, so I didn't have to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, Brian Quick says Walter is so old he invented being a smartass. And Boss Hog said grandfather hit me with my own size 13 shoe. Man, in those days, man, like the cops didn't even come. I remember my
Well, who are they
mother
going to
was
come
like,
for?
"I
What are they
wish
going
you would complain to someone because when they come, I'm gonna tell them to take you and
to
keep you."
take you? Yeah.
Seriously, nowadays, man, oh my God, we're living in a completely different world. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean, yes, there are kids that are abused,
hmm,
and there's adults that are abused.
for
You
sure.
know, and
Yeah,
and then there needs to be some retribution, but
hmm,
just for a simple correction, as we call it.
yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
look, I think the kids nowadays too. It's like the kids now. You threaten to take away their phone or their Game Boy or something like that. Oh my God.
my dad would have took that Game Boy and crushed it.
You
He
want
would
to
have took
see
a
that?
hammer. He would have took a hammer to that thing. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, listen, I'm going to show off some pictures. I don't have guns to show, but look, I did get a close up.
Oh,
That's actually an ICOM, what is it, ID 31 there, and he
yeah.
has in that holster, which is really cool. So we were talking about this just to go back, like my and to switch topics. To switch topics, take care of your children. I think if you take care of your children and you treat them right and talk to them and all that, I never treated my kids like little babies. I always talked to them like an adult and all that kind of stuff. And the most they ever got was a little pat on the butt or something. Anyway, so listen, Lola and I studied together. We went to the Hamcation in Orlando, and on Friday, it opened up on Friday. Friday morning, we went and took our, we did the technician's license for the amateur radio, um, and we both passed. And by Friday night, we had call signs. So I do have a call sign. I could tell you guys. And then Lola got. Where's your radio, Lola?
So
Okay. So can it come to the back? Go ahead. Go ahead, Walt.
let me ask this question:
Mm-hmm.
how would you rate the test as far as difficulty and learning stuff? I mean,
Oh, okay. I think
would you
that
find it easy? Did you find it a little challenging? Did you?
I
No.
think in the beginning it was a little bit difficult because I didn't know anything about ham radios and stuff like that. Except I knew I wanted one, and I knew they're like it's something that even gun guys talk about as part of preparedness, etc. But I think what Lola and I did was we looked at Ham Radio 2.0 has he has a series of videos. If you want to get the amateur license, there's three of them, and I think they're about 2.5 hours long. And he
Okay.
actually has a guy that does the that preps you for the test. Come on, and so the guy would talk about things and then give some sample questions. So we looked at that, and then we also looked at the ARRL has some videos as well um, that they did with this guy, and that we looked at that talked more about what's in the book. We actually never got the book. So we did those two things. We looked at those people talking about what's in the book, and we looked at Ham Radio 2.0 talking about what's on the test and principles and things like that. And then we kept taking the test. So up until this year, there's a pool, and I think it'll change next year and become basically the same pool, but they'll change things in the pool. And then that pool of questions goes for a couple of years. So I think it's about 300 and something questions, maybe. And you can actually keep taking the test online, but you get 35 questions. So we would keep taking it, and we were failing in the beginning, and then we would go back and listen to stuff and look at stuff and look things up, and we'll keep taking it until we thought, hey, we're doing pretty good, and we weren't failing. And then we would test each other and all of that kind of stuff. And so basically, when we went to take the test, there was 35 questions. We got 28, and that's passing. So,
How many people were taking the test?
oh, lots of people. There was
Really?
yeah. Lola, what was it? Like over 100 people there.
Wow.
Yeah, they only let
And
25 go in at a time
how many? What would you
on
call the
Friday.
age? The mean age?
Oh, I think it was the average age was probably about 50 or so. There tend to be more older people. Um, but there were some young people, and there's lots of different, like, so everyone's sitting down in the place we went, and it was, you took the test on a tablet. And in the place that we went, everyone that was taking the test wasn't taking the same test. So we were doing the technician's license. Some people were doing general, and then I think there's extra or something like that. But some people were taking the general test. So everyone was taking different tests, but you do it on a tablet, so it was relatively easy. And if we failed it, if you got close enough, they'll let you take it again. But if not, you can study and come back the next day.
Hmm.
So we did it on a Friday. We both passed. Then they just have to get everyone to sign off on it, and it has to get into the system. And because we did it on Friday, by Friday night, we actually got our call signs. But the people who did it on Saturday, they'll probably have gotten theirs today because it's all
Oh, okay.
electronic now. Yeah.
Right.
So I think it was relatively easy if you prepare. And Lola and I will probably go for the general at some point because then that expands what kind of stuff you could do. But I would do the same thing. Even if I got the book, I would get the book. I would look at there's Ham Radio 2.0 has classes, the same study stuff for the general, and there's lots of material out there on YouTube and on the internet that you have access to. What I want to do is actually get into the radios. So here's the radio that Lola got, and it is a Yaesu FT65. Let's see if I could show it to the folks out there. There you go, boom.
Cool.
Yaesu FT65 that she got from the folks at Gigaparts. And you guys feel free to go to Gigaparts. I'm trying to see, I don't have any affiliation with them or anything at this point. I'm trying to see if, we can get something, maybe get a discount code or whatever. I'll work on that stuff, but they're good dudes. And then here's my radio that I got. So even though technically I won, we got the same score, but I finished first, which makes me the most awesome. Lola didn't finish first because she spent her whole time second guessing herself, which I don't recommend people do. And that's probably why she didn't beat me. But, I gave up the prize to Lola so that I could use that as leverage.
To get a better radio?
Yes.
Spend more money?
You know me so well. So check out, here's my radio. It's an ICOM ID 52A.
So what does a little box like that cost? $3?
It's probably no. It's close to like 700 something.
Oh Jesus, holy mom!
It's got So look, it's got a color. It's got a color display on it. And let me see. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can get this to focus.
So my next question is, my friend,
Uh-huh.
how much was that the radio cell phone setup?
Oh, that was, so there's different ones. It's got a color screen and all that kind of stuff on it. It's a really nice radio. That one that you saw there was actually, oh my God, that was over $1,000.
Okay.
That one I showed you. And then there's a Motorola one that the guys told me is $2,800, but they were selling it at the show for $14.
Wow.
But what those are smartphones, and you can put, so the one that you saw, you could put a chip in it and you could use it like a phone, and then it works like a radio, and you can use apps and do all the go-between stuff. So you could pretty much on that phone go anywhere because you can use the internet to go anywhere, and then you could use it as a phone. I don't know if that's totally necessary, and people who I trust that know about this stuff are like, Hank, you don't know shit. So that's way over your head. And
right.
They told me I was looking at this and a radio from Yaesu that's similar, and I saw like Josh that you like, Ham Radio Crash Course, and then Ham Radio 2.0. They both had these, so I spent like that's the lucky thing for me because I knew those guys. I got to play with theirs and get their opinions and all that. Plus, I had the leverage thing going against Lola, so you know what I'm saying. I mean, you know how that is. So that's why I wound up getting this. But the other one that you like is very expensive, but you can only use it for data. I guess if you were gonna call on that one, you'd have
Okay,
to.
so it's not a voice. It's not a voice radio. It's a you do it all with
Well, no, you could use apps that you could call on. So there's apps because you could put apps on it. So any Android app you could put on there, you could use that to make calls. The other one that you saw, the guys told me you could put a chip in it and you can make phone calls with it.
right, right, right.
And then you could do all of this stuff. This has some digital stuff in it that you can do.
I
This
mean, you
has
can
a.
send. You
Mhm.
can almost send. It's almost like texting, but using the shortwave stuff or the
You
ham radio frequencies.
well,
Yeah.
so even this, for example, you can actually send pictures with this.
Right, 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 right.
So you can send
And you
pictures
can
with this.
you
You
can
can do all
encrypt
that.
it and do all that stuff.
Okay, so technically,
Maybe going a little higher up the food chain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, not just that. Technically, they don't want you to necessarily encrypt stuff that's going over. You can't use the amateur radio band for encryption, but you can do digital. So, for example, you know, um, if I so there's some little boxes, right, that give you that can connect to your internet access, and then
Right,
it works like a hotspot, and you could connect the phone to that box, and then get to the internet, and then you could call
right,
anyone in the world
right.
with either
Without
this
without the
handheld.
without the charges, so to speak.
Well, no, I mean you could talk to them through it, but you could you're not getting to the towers. So
Yeah,
otherwise you have to be close enough to a tower. If you're close enough to a tower using the digital stuff, you can connect to that tower and it could go up to, like, it could repeat and do all
yeah.
kinds of different things, go to the internet or whatever, and then you could talk to people around the world. There's a whole bunch of stuff. This stuff I found out is so there's so much going on here. These guys like build their own antennas, build their own radios. It's a lot of freaking math and smart stuff going on.
There's you skip off the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yeah,
boom,
they
boom,
skip
boom,
off
boom.
they bounce signals off the moon.
They bouncing. Are there satellites you can bounce off of too?
Yeah, there's satellites. There's so much. There's so much that they can do. It's amazing. But and you could do VoIP stuff and all that with this. You could leave messages for people with these radios. Man, it's a lot of stuff I couldn't explain to you guys because I would sound really stupid because I'm
You don't
just
know everything about it yet.
no, I don't know everything about it. I really do recommend going and looking at like Ham Radio Crash Course, Ham Radio 2.0, um, that Ham Radio dude or dude Ham Radio. I forgot exactly what his name
And
is.
and just so everybody knows, you can go and get yourself a Baofeng for
Mhm.
like less than $100 and be
You could
doing a
get you
lot of
could get 4 Baofongs for 100
yeah.
bucks on Amazon. I'm gonna tell Lola to put up a Amazon link with that. Did you know
And
that?
I think I've got a 5 watt one, and I think I got an 8 watt one. I think
Hmm.
the the government uh, didn't like those radios too much because they were bringing ones in that were
Hmm.
above the power output
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
that they like. Um, but anyways, yeah, that's a cheap way to get into things,
Yeah, yeah,
and they work. So, and
they do.
you can program them for lots of other things too.
Yeah, all
So
of these guys, that'll be out in the video that I put out. But we actually had a conversation about comparing Baofongs. Like everyone says, like there were some older guys who said to me, "Oh, congratulations, you passed. Now don't get a Baofeng." But the guys I spoke to said there's nothing wrong with them. It's similar to high points, right? High points
you
work.
right, you want that new person
Hmm.
to go out and
If
get
that's what
into
you
the
can afford,
and,
yeah, get what you can afford. Get
get
out, shoot
into it.
guns. Yeah, get into it. Yeah.
So start using the radio. Start using your license. If all you can afford is one of these, go out, go
Hmm.
shooting.
Hmm.
This thing works.
By the
You
way,
know?
what a lot of these guys do is that they get Baofongs when they first get into it, or someone gives it to them. because
Yeah.
they're so affordable that if you really want to get people into the hobby, which they're looking, we wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of a DAO or decentralized autonomous organization like Tusk Crypto. Tusk cryptocurrency is a firearm-friendly e-commerce option for online payment transactions, secured on the blockchain. So when you're in the crypto market, please consider Tusk, TUSC. Yeah, I just saw
And,
here someone said that I copy off of Lola. There's a whole bunch of people watching you, so you can't do that.
one other thing too. Let's
Mm-hmm.
let's do a little comparison thing too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got your Microtech, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What happens when you lose your Microtech?
Oh my God, that's so much. That's
So
so
let's
painful.
see here. You got your brand new Yaesu radio, and you leave it on the back of your car and you run it
Ooh.
over. You run your Baofeng over. You just go get another one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so these guys said they're good radios and they work, but
Yeah.
what they do is they give it to some
They give it to a newbie.
people. Yeah, they give it to people. It's very tradable. So as guys who, I'm not a heavy prepper, but that's what I think about even high points. If shit hits the fan and we're out there and you come across good people who need to defend themselves, right? But you're not going to necessarily want to give them your Gucci Glock.
Yeah.
I don't know if your Gucci Glock is even coming with you, like at end of days. But you can give someone a Baofeng. You can have them. I remember Rob McNeely saying that he's got like a bunch of those, so that just in go bags,
You can hand it out.
yeah, or just so that if you're building up packs and you're not using them, but you want to have those things there, you can have them just in case something happens. Or like what you said, a lot of those guys said that they take the cheaper radios, not just the Baofangs, but they take them with them when they're hunting or they go out on a boat or something, because you don't want to, like, imagine dropping like a $700+ radio into the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
You would be sad for a little while.
Yeah, this is, by the way, it's rated. You could drop this into water. It's IP7. This is IP7. It has an SD card. Okay, it does a
Okay.
whole bunch of different things. It does a bunch. I can't tell you all the different things that it does. You could charge it with USB.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
There's a whole bunch of different things that it could do. But yeah, you want to be really careful with that. So even I am gonna buy. I was looking on Amazon, and you could get like a 4-pack off of Amazon for like $100 and something bucks. So of Baofangs.
Oh,
So,
Baofeng. Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of them. Will has one.
yeah.
Actually, in the house here, we have 3 of them.
Yeah.
I've talked from my house to the shop with it,
Mm-hmm.
just testing things out, and it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't use it every day. I don't have a license, so.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's an emergency thing, a license is.
You can get the license easy enough, man. If we plan, if I don't do it before the next the Orlando one is the second biggest one. The biggest one is in Dayton, Ohio, and that's coming up. But I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm doing one of the Overland shows. Jade Grew said he gave 3 Baofangs for Christmas. It's great
the last.
Christmas present.
I thought only firearms got lost in boating accidents. That's what. Well.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if you dropped like an expensive gun into the ocean?
I get upset even if I drop the cheap gun in the ocean.
Yeah, true. No. Oh, indeed, indeed. It was so. Let me tell you. So let me just tell you this, right? Because I know I sound excited, but I thought, look, from the time we were nervous because we're going into a community that we really don't know that much about, and these guys were cool when we met these guys at the Overland East show, and then. They actually came on here and did a podcast for people who are interested. You can go back and watch that. Yeah. We didn't know what we were getting into. We got to Orlando right before these guys closed the gate. From the time we pulled up there, everyone in the ham radio community was helpful. Like, you wouldn't believe how helpful. They were so kind and welcoming. There was a guy who walked us to like where we parked and all that. He was one of the volunteers. Him and his wife. His wife was a volunteer for doing the test stuff, and he was doing security. He helped me and Lola to program these radios initially and set up stuff, and he was showing me, like, the people at this stuff are so. I can't tell you, like, they're people who are looking to help other human beings. So even there's a call in, like if you're already in it and you already have a radio, there's a call in thing that I was listening to it when I was up there, that someone's like on the highway, they could call in and say, "Hey, where's the traffic? Is there an alternate way in?"
Oh, okay. Okay.
And someone's responding to it. So
Cool.
the ham radio community is really nice and welcoming. There were people from the organizations that were talking to Lola and myself, and they were like, "We want more people to get into this, and we want
Yeah,
to help them."
because uh, it's one of those, I won't say a dying thing because it's not dying, but
Hmm.
it's one of those hobbies slash sports that I
Hmm.
call it sport. Yeah, even like
Hmm.
where you don't get instant gratification. Okay, you can pick up this thing and you get instant gratification. You can start looking at your things. You got to use your head a little bit when you
Hmm.
start doing the ham stuff,
Hmm.
depending
Yeah.
on what frequency and bandwidth and all that stuff you do. And some guys do the satellite stuff and they
Yeah.
set up their dishes and
Yeah.
their wire antennas going all over the place, and they can
It's good
actually
for the
send high.
brain.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So plus it comes in handy during
You could kill
emergencies.
yourself doing it too if you don't use the.
Well, yeah, there's
Yeah.
amplifiers and electronics and yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
power output and yeah,
Big big antennas.
yeah. So, but yeah, these guys.
Oh, Boo, your thing's coming through here. Sorry, yeah, I'm hearing you over here. Yeah, Lola doesn't realize we could hear her. Oh, my light died too. I'm in darkness. What
Uh,
happened there? Oh, I got it. Oh, my light is. Go ahead, Walt. Keep talking. I got to put the power to my light.
start pedaling faster.
Yeah, it's giving me the warning sign. I don't even know where the power is.
You have your gen set running? Come on.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I've always kind of been interested in that stuff, even since when I was a kid. I kind of that stuff interested me too. But back in those days, you had the big radios with the tubes and there was no Baofungs back in that day. Everything was really expensive, or you built it yourself. That thing too. So,
Yeah, I think
um,
there's kids still building stuff.
oh yeah, you can still build your radios. Yeah, I mean, I had say on my truck, I had a CB with a 40-watt linear amplifier on it, and I could and doing sideband stuff with the CB, which it's all a little bit sketchy. The government doesn't like that stuff,
Hmm.
but but yeah, talk to people in different states. Um,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's interesting stuff. Yeah.
It's so fun, man. If if you get into it, or if you're interested in getting, you're already looking at like some of the really like the best dudes out there to do this stuff, and I think it will be something fun for us to do and figure out how we could communicate with each other. If something's going on and we can't, we lose regular comms. We can communicate with each
Yeah.
other in other
And
ways.
and my wet blanket and the smoke signal's not working. We gotta
If I need some tanks to roll down.
pull that string tighter. I can't hear with the cans. Pull it
Yeah,
tighter.
I'm
Pull it
actually
tighter.
looking
Yeah.
forward to. I don't know what event I'm going to with you this year. I don't know if those people at the military vehicle things will have me back at Camp Flamingo,
Oh
but
no, that's fine. Everybody's cool with
I
you.
can't wait to go out there and flex. I'm sure there's some ham radio guys in the
Oh yeah,
in.
there's yeah. I'm sure there is. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the military vehicle guys have live radios on their trucks, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of them, some of them are all licensed, but they
Okay.
do have the military radios on their trucks, and a lot of them talk to each other when they're
Yeah.
convoying from one place to another. So,
Yeah. I would
um,
say, look, honestly, if people want to know, like someone was asking if we used the book or study, no, we never got that book. As a matter of fact, I was trying to tell Lola to buy the one for the general test at the show because I saw someone selling it, and she was like, "No, I don't need it." Because there's
oh,
so much stuff on YouTube. This is the awesome thing side of YouTube. I know we were talking
right.
bad about YouTube earlier.
Oh, well,
There's so many guys out there helping people on YouTube, and of course, they're making something out of it, which they deserve. They're helping so many people
yeah,
to get into this. So,
yeah.
I know a lot of those guys now, man. Trust me, I know the ballers.
Well,
You
it's
know,
always, you know, it's
yeah,
always good to.
and they seem to like me. I don't know why, but
Now, let me ask you another question.
uh,
How many people of color were there?
no, I would say. So there were people from Puerto Rico there that I saw. There were people from other
Right.
countries.
Right.
You know, but not, I would say that out of the audience, maybe something like 10% of the audience were,
Okay.
yeah,
Because I saw
were
I
people of,
walking around.
yeah.
Those guys were talking to a couple brothers I saw in the.
They were. I saw black people. I saw Asian. I saw Latinos out there. You know, I saw lots of different people. And I saw young people,
Yeah,
and
well,
yeah, it's a lot of
the
old people.
YouTubers were mostly young.
Yeah, those are all young guys. You
Yeah,
know.
relatively speaking.
Yeah, and there were women. There were lots of husband and wife. You know, folks who got into this
Well,
together.
you can always get in. A lot of they have a ham shack,
Hmm.
where they keep all their gear in and
Yeah,
all that
yeah, you
stuff.
get to get your own your Poughton
Ham shack,
Palace. Yeah.
ham shack. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend Bubba Roadkill calls that the Poughton Palace.
Well, maybe you and the wife go out in the ham shack and make a little high
If
frequency.
the shack is shaking, don't come
Don't come, don't
don't
come,
come.
don't be hitting that. Don't be calling me on my radio. I'm busy.
By the way, Bubba Roadkill got married. It's interesting. No
Yeah.
one knows who Bubba Roadkill is except me. I think you
Oh,
met
he's the
him.
guy that rebuilds the Teslas or something, then.
No,
Is that
no,
who?
no. Bubba Roadkill is my friend from out here who's like
Oh,
been in
oh,
Gainesville
oh,
for since
okay, okay.
since his people came off the Mayflower.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. He's a cracker.
Yeah, he's a cracker. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Not in a derogatory ways.
No,
Actual.
he's a Florida cracker. That's a
Yeah,
Florida cracker.
exactly. I think you've met him before. I
Maybe
think
I
you
did.
met.
I
Yeah,
can't
I think
remember.
you've met him before. But yeah, he got married. That was interesting.
Huh?
So yeah, Lola and I had so much fun. I can't even really begin to tell you how much fun. Oh, by the way, I should have used. Where's my emergency light, woman? That I got from. Where's my emergency light?
What
Huh?
the stuff that I like that I still want to get is I need to get me some the roll up solar cells.
Oh, oh yeah.
But I don't want to get crappy ones. I want to get like military grade.
Oh,
Um,
now that you say that,
I know I saw the
Gigaparts,
video.
Gigaparts, that military grade roll up solar panel they have,
Yeah.
it's not bulletproof, but if you shoot
No.
it, if you cut it, if any cell gets destroyed, the other cells still function.
Yeah, so they're all tied together
Oh,
properly.
it's
Yeah.
awesomeness. Yeah, it's pure
Well,
awesomeness.
I know I've seen where the military guys when they're out walking, they just roll
Mhm.
that off their back
Yes.
and they just walk with the thing and they're doing their comms with the yeah.
Yeah. Gigapart sells that. It's like, I think the one I was looking at was like $600. There was a big tan one on the table. That's like $600. But you know, and I think they have different sizes. But
Oh yeah.
that's great. I mean, if you think about that, like if you puncture it or something like that, or somehow destroy
Still work
it,
then.
yeah, it's still gonna work. So, and then they've got cool things like this, which I don't exactly know how to use yet, but I got one. So
It's your
what it
flashlight.
is, so it's a solar panel.
Solar panel.
It's a battery pack, so you could charge it up with you could connect your Type C stuff to it. So see, like you can plug in stuff here to charge up. I don't know if you guys can see that. So you can plug in stuff to charge up on that side. Oh, on this side too, you can. You've got a bunch of USB stuff on there, so you could do all that. And then it is. Where's the switch? Lolo. Oh, here you go. It's a switch on it. So let's see. We can turn this on. Maybe. How do you turn this on, woman? Oh, I don't know where Lola went. She left the. Trying to turn this thing on. Maybe I didn't charge it up. I thought I did charge it up. Okay, there it goes. So you can actually put your cell phone on this, believe it or not, on this side of it. You see what it says there? I don't know if you can see it. But it's a wireless charger, so you could put your cell
Oh,
phone on
okay.
there,
Okay.
and it will
Okay.
charge your cell phone. Okay, I think it's on. Let me see. It's probably some quick thing that you have to do. Oh, there we go. Light. It's in emergency mode right now. You know, you see that? I don't know if you could see the light, but
Flashing? Yeah, I can see it pulsing.
Yeah, it's pulsing. That's emergency mode that's on. Let's see. I guess you gotta hold it. All these lights that you got. Oh, there you go. There's the white light. Just a white light. So you could use it for a bunch of stuff, and then what you could do is if you're out camping or something like that, you can just put it down, and it will charge itself back up by sunlight, and you could plug it into whatever device. Like you can plug it into the wall and charge it up with a USB cable. So I thought it was cool, and they were selling these at the show for $40.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool thing.
Then it was $20 each.
That's because I waited until the end, Lola.
Did you see the picture I just texted you of how we're using it tonight?
Yes. Lola's saying what are you sending? Oh, Lola sent me a picture showing how we're using it. Oh, hold on, let me show you. By the way, if you wait, which I was gonna tell you guys until
Till the end of the show.
Yeah. So
Go, get away from me. Get out of here.
Yeah. So like
Deals.
some companies don't even bring their stuff. I was talking to a company, they're like, certain things we don't bring here because at the end of the show we have to ship it back or cut the prices on it. But that's what the guys do. So on Sunday, they said it like Sunday at like 2:00 when the show's about to close. You go through and you get all kinds of deals. So
This ain't the SHOT Show, baby.
yeah, you could buy stuff. You could buy stuff, and I definitely did that. Okay, so check it out. Right now, Lola has one of those outside, and there is the Wi-Fi that we're using in the bushes. So it's out there charging up. It's charged. It's charging up the Wi-Fi device. That's our T-Mobile. So that's how you guys are seeing us right now. That's sitting outside in the bushes. We are ghetto.
I was the end of last week. I was kind of looking at Wi-Fi amplifiers and all that kind of stuff for another reason. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were looking. What? So hold on. Say that again. You were looking.
For that other reason that was going on the end of last week.
Oh, right.
I was looking at stuff like that for for that, and yeah, so cool.
In its own time, DCG44 says, Hank, you are into cars and electric cars. Did you hear they are planning to revive remote
DeLorean?
Oh, DeLorean.
That's what he was trying to spell, DeLorean.
Oh, to make DeLorean. Yeah, I've heard that. Mm-hmm.
And
DeLorean's in America now. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, the one guy bought all the leftover parts.
Yeah.
And all the I guess fixturing and all the stuff
DeLoreans are cool, but they don't have any power, so electric is going to be nice because that might be some actual power.
I guess I think there's just certain things I get the whole electric thing, I really do, and if you want that, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand it all, but there's just something I need to have. That'd be like having a Pantera, the old Pantera, and have it go. I want to hear, voila!
Well, yeah, listen, it's sacrilege if you have a Pantera that's running, and a beautiful, how can we put it? Like a beautiful addition of, or whatever.
It'd be like getting your Ferrari 308 and putting electric motors in.
Not if the engine's running, but let's say you have a Ferrari and the engine blew, and you're like, there's no way I could put another engine in here. I mean, that could be cool, but I wouldn't ruin a Ferrari to put because Ferrari, like the old engines even are expensive, right?
Oh, everything is expensive.
Yeah, everything on.
No, the most expensive thing to have in an expensive car, as you well know, is having somebody work on it.
Yeah,
it's the labor. Parts. It's the labor rate that's expensive.
Yeah, and parts and stuff like that, So,
yes.
when they stop making these cars and no one makes the parts anymore, you're in big trouble.
Just remember when they stop making those electric parts, like the controllers, and for what is that one Fisk, the Fisker or whatever.
Oh, Fisker Karma.
Nobody's making no pots for those Fiskers no more.
Fisker is they're still around, but I don't think they're making parts for the old Fiskers.
Yeah, so you have to adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible. Believe me, it's the guys you rigging the wrecked Teslas and everything else.
Well, didn't Rich Rebuilds take he took a Tesla and put a V8 in it? I saw that.
Well, that's what I was joking with Yeti at SEMA. A man called Yeti. If you guys don't know him, check out his YouTube channel and Instagram. I said to him, right next to where we were standing talking was the brand new electric Hummers.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I bet there's already somebody taking one of those brand new electric Hummers and putting an engine back in it,
Mm-hmm.
a gasoline engine. He goes, yeah, you're probably right. They probably are, just
Yeah.
as a build, So
Yeah, I don't know if like Teslas will be collectible like how cars were up till now. If you think like remember a Fiero? Remember when Fieros everyone was using them for kit cars? I mean, now
yeah.
you see a Fiero, that's nostalgia. It's like, oh my
But
god.
they're still affordable
Fiero.
though. You can still get one that's not bad. It's not a bad price. Actually, my
Fieros?
dad had, yeah,
Okay.
my dad had a Fiero, and he gave it to Alexis, and the damn thing was overheating. And we come to find out, I think it had a cracked head or something.
Mm.
And we sold it to somebody that wanted to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, but Fieros are getting more and more valuable. A lot of it's like so. Remember, cars up to the '60s were the valuable cars. Like up to the like 60, like the mid '60s.
certain ones I would say are getting more valuable. Yes.
Yeah. Now you've got cars from the '80s that are getting valuable.
Yeah. My military vehicles are insured with Haggerty,
Mm-hmm.
and because collector insurance, and
Mm-hmm.
I get a magazine every month from Haggerty, and I'll collect their stuff. And they showed some of the cars that are getting more people are going after,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them was a Volvo wagon, which
what
it's
year?
not a bad look. Oh, it's sometime in the '80s. The '80s type Volvo wagon, one of those real square ones.
Okay.
And amongst other ones in there also. But yeah, I mean,
Saab is probably getting collectible. Certain ones, certain Saabs.
even your basic 4-door sedans from the '70s and stuff. Even some of the '80s ones, people are buying those cars now, just because there's nothing like them anymore. Everything now is plastic, and everything looks the same in a lot of vehicles now. There's not a lot of individuality in the vehicles looks.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Toyota or a Lexus or whatever, or a Kia, they all kind of have the same look about them.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
I can't tell the difference in the pickup trucks. Have you noticed that? I can't tell if a pickup truck is a Toyota. Now, I'm a car guy, so I can, but sometimes out of the side of my face, corner of my eye, I can't tell the difference between a Toyota and a Ford or a Chevy pickup truck until I see certain things.
Chevys went square again. They have sharper corners. For a while, everything got rounded. Everybody rounded everything off, and then everybody's kind of. A lot of them do share a lot of similarities. But the older vehicles, there was with Pontiacs and Oldsmobiles and Chryslers, and there was always different looks if you were looking to get something.
There's Porsches from the 80s and 90s that are going for big money, and Porsche always like a 911 retains its value.
Air-cooled cars.
Yeah, the air-cooled ones are very valuable. Look at the Lexus LFA, which was a V10 but Toyota lost money making those, but now they're super. They couldn't even sell them when they came out.
The old Toyota Cressidas. Remember the Toyota Cressida?
Oh yeah, very well.
Kind of a squarish 4-door, luxury, velour insides and all this stuff. The people buying those cars too.
Yeah, I grew up in the '80s in New York, so if you were like a mid-level drug dealer in New York, you had a Maxima.
Yeah.
So if you had a Maxima, then he was like, oh, he's
those were square too. Those were those
class gangster. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a rectangle.
Mid-level game.
Mid-level. But if you were like the boss, you had a Cressida.
Or you had a 500 Mercedes. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who knew. Well, so like the Jamaicans and the West Indian dudes were into Nissan and Toyota and stuff like that. Yeah. Do you remember the Nissan Pathfinder?
Yeah.
When that first came out in back then, I think that came out in the late 80s or early 90s. That was like you had to be a baller to have those. And then you're right, dudes had like I remember LL Cool J. I met LL Cool J when I was in high school because he was friends with one of my friends, and he had a Jetta.
Volkswagen Jetta,
yeah, and then like you had a Jetta, and then I think he went up to like some of the guys had a 190e Mercedes. That was
that was a starter Mercedes though back then.
Yeah.
Entry level Mercedes.
Yeah, but now
some of those are collectible now too. People are buying those because some of those, my son was telling me, have certain engines that are more desirable than others
Mm-hmm.
and such. So yeah,
Yeah,
I remember those cars.
DCG44 says he had a Pathfinder too. I remember the Mercedes 560 SEC. There's a
Yep,
video with
yep.
Bobby Brown with that 560 SEC. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, I have to have one of those, right?" And there was a time when those actually were cheap. Like you could. So there was a AMG. Do you remember AMG from Mercedes?
It still is, still there. Yeah.
Well, Mercedes bought them out.
Right. Yeah, it's
Uh,
part of Mercedes. Yeah.
yeah. So there's a 560 SEC AMG. Okay, that I'm trying to see uh if I could find pictures of Bobby Brown with that thing. Um, I don't.
560, 560 SE. Oh, that's like the SL, the two door, or is that a sedan? That's a
It was a
sedan.
two door. Here, let me see. I can't find the Bobby Brown thing, but let me tell you something right now. If you have one of these cars and I have the money and you're selling it, I'm buying it. This is one of my dream cars, Walt. Look at that
Oh,
thing.
okay. Those are nice cars. Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at that. This is the Hammered. This is the AMG.
That's got nice lines. It's got nice lines.
Yeah.
It's
But
not too big. It's not too small. It's just right.
those are expensive now. Those are
Yeah.
expensive now. Or my brother has a Toyota FJ. Yeah,
Yeah.
Toyota FJ. Those are 50 grand now, Walt. When they were selling
Wow.
them, they weren't 50 grand. A couple of years
No.
ago, when they were still, you could still buy an FJ for
Yeah.
like 30 grand. Can you believe
Yeah.
that?
Oh, I believe it.
You could buy like a 2000. When did Toyota start making FJs?
You're talking about the square, the old ones,
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about the super old ones.
the
Remember
new
the
ones,
Yeah,
the
remember the
newer.
Toyota? Am I saying it right? I thought it was a Toyota FJ. The more modern ones, FJ Cruiser.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen the FJ Cruisers? Do you remember that? Toyota made them. I think they stopped like in 2015. I want to say.
Oh yeah, those funny things where when they first started selling them, and I hate when these companies. I think Honda did that too, where the part of it was like one of the plastic was black and the other part of the body was
Yeah,
like
remember
colored.
this? Yeah, that
Yeah,
Toyota
yeah,
FJ. Yeah, those are
and they're
50
fun.
grand. 50 grand. 50 grand. They stopped making
Uh,
them, I think, in 2013. I want to say. Someone's gonna tell me
oh,
DCG
here's
44.
14. I'm seeing here 14.
Okay, maybe 15.
Oh,
My
wait a minute.
brother.
Here's one for 79.95. Yeah. I guess you got to know where to look. Oh, 31,000. Holy
Yeah, those are
shit.
a good shape one is going for a lot of money. There
And
was an
that's only
article.
two-wheel drive. There's no way.
No, there's four. Well, they're supposed to be
Oh, I know.
fours.
But this one's two-wheel drive. Oh, here's one two-wheel drive they want 11,000 for. It's in Clearwater.
Oh, okay.
You
That
just got
there
to
might
hunt
be some.
around. You get
Yeah,
it.
there might be something up with those, but I know that they're not everyone, but some of them are starting to track
Wow.
like
Yeah,
a
they're getting
good
good.
money.
Well, let's just say this right now. It's not a good time to be buying a used any kind of
Mhm.
car in any
Mhm.
kind of decent shape because they're getting top
Mhm.
dollar for it all. So,
Yeah. Why is
um,
Lola complaining about the Lamborghini SUV? That was so freaking awesome. I almost cursed right there.
Is that the one we see on the road?
No, what did you?
What did we see on the highway?
Oh, you saw a Rolls Royce. No, a Bentley Bentayga. That's what you saw on the highway.
Oh,
Bentley Bentayga.
that was ugly.
Yeah. Um.
I want an 80s Audi Quattro, the original Audi Quattro.
Mhm.
The ones that were kind of square.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. You don't see those too often here, man.
no, no.
I thought for a second Lola was talking about what is it? The
Yaris.
LM2, the LM200,
The Lambo?
the Lambo LM200,
It
and she
looks
was
like a
calling.
Humvee.
Yeah, if Lola was calling that thing ugly, it's gonna be problems. I don't care if it's
Well,
I don't
yeah.
care
It,
if it's Valentine's Day or whatever. We're gonna have some problems up in here. Trying to see if I could pull up a picture to show the people. The LM200 was badass. Let me see if I can get a good example of the LM2. You know what I'm talking about, right?
oh, yeah, I do. Looks like a Humvee.
Yeah, those things are. Yeah, here's a white one, which is probably weird to see on screen.
They had a V12
Yeah.
and they sucked up. You had to have a fuel truck run behind you to keep going because
Yeah, but let me see. This is probably a better one.
you
So
know
a
if you
lot of
if you want
people, Tina Turner had one, but she just took out the engine and put in a better engine. The engine sucked. See that? Those are
to, yeah,
those are
a
tough.
lot of them ended up over in the Middle East. They got
Yeah.
those tires are special tires that
Hmm.
size.
Hmm.
That wasn't like your tire you could go down to Tire Kingdom and pick up.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Now remember,
so
remember my thing that I had. Remember I had an Isuzu Via-Cross. Who
yep.
remembers that? Anyone who was watching the early Hank Strange.
Well, that was gone before I came around. So
Yeah, I had an Isuzu Via-Cross, and then Lola made me sell it. And one of these days, someone's gonna open up their Via-Cross and see Hank Strange written all over it, and then they need to give it back to me. You don't remember the Via-Cross? That was cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's gonna become very collectible if it isn't already. You
yeah,
know
probably
why?
so.
You know why that's really collectible?
Because they didn't make that many of them. That's why they did probably
No.
collectible.
In so Isuzu literally, and I had the one I had was even more collectible. It was the Iron Man edition, like
Uh,
this. This is the Iron Man edition.
oh, Iron
So
Man. Yeah, like
yeah, it
the
was white
white.
with red interior. The molds and everything for that Isuzu made out of concrete because they didn't think it was going to sell at all. So
Oh,
the molds were made out of concrete, so there's no way and they didn't make that many. I think in the whole world they made maybe 3,000 of those, and I had
really?
one.
That's all?
Yep,
Wow.
I had one, and I swapped. I put a brand new engine, transmission in there, everything. And Lola has this crazy rule that I can't have more than two cars at one time, and it was mine. Like I owned it outright. And I was like, oh, just keep this around. It's collectible. Nope, got sold. So,
And yet, it's
yeah,
gone.
yeah.
You
So,
know what? You know what I almost bought today?
what?
I almost bought a Ruger PC charger.
The
Yeah, the
PC.
PC charger. It's the looks. It's like their carbine, but it's pistol size.
Oh, you're talking about the PCC,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
charger
yeah,
version. Oh, those are
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm thinking that make a good. I can make a really nice stock for that.
yeah.
That's
Buy
what I
it.
was
I
thinking.
say buy it, man. What are you
I got
talking about?
a. Well, I was looking at Bud's guns, and
Mm,
he wants. I think I'm paying retail, and then I got to pay sales tax and all this stuff, and
mm.
I got to see if I can get dealer price on it. But
Yeah, I
um,
did. I bought a something today also, but I'm not gonna say anything until it comes out. I don't
comes
say.
out
I
or
mean,
comes
until I
in.
get it. Until I get it. Yeah, when it comes in.
Oh,
So who was it talking about the Audi Quattro? Someone says, "Oh, DCG says he wants an Audi Quattro." He knows what I bought. DCG knows what I bought. Look at that. Oh
yeah,
my
that's
God.
old school Quattro. That's
I'm
I
all
wouldn't
the
mind
way.
having one of them.
Yeah, I'm all in.
I me- I remember when those things were doing the rally stuff, and they were just freaking tearing it up. I
Those are
mean, it
so
just
sexy.
yeah.
But there weren't that many of them in America, right?
No, well, they were here, they were here,
I don't
but
see those
at,
at all.
well, because those are, I hate to say it, just through attrition,
Hmm.
they go away one by one because they just
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
they
say
got
dispose.
raced, wrecked.
I won't say they're disposable, but they just
Hmm.
it just happens, and
Yeah.
as people can't work on them and they get wrecked and they get parted out and
A lot of rappers had Audis too. That's where Audi 5000. Remember that?
yeah, I think I do.
That came, but that was like, remember Audi? There was some company that hated them, so they did this whole thing about Audi, and they try to. Do you remember that? That they said that Audis had problems, and then for a while, Audis kind of went away from America. That's why we don't see
Hmm.
them. And then they recently, and by recently I mean, I don't know. It wasn't that long ago that they came back, or they kind of got really small. Their
Right,
footprint in
right.
America got more small because of the problems in the '80s. I don't know if it was the
Oh,
Audi. I thought it was 5000s or something like that. Someone will tell me.
oh, that was the one that was all rounded. Remember the Audi that it had. You remember when the
Yeah,
Saturns first came on the market here?
yeah.
The body was all kind of rounded. The Audi
Mm.
5000 had that round, really rounded, bubbly looking body style.
Yeah, was it
It
the
was
5000?
it
Yeah.
was real
It was.
futuristic for
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, those were very popular in the 80s. But I think that people said, "Oh, they're not reliable," and there was
Oh,
a whole
that's not
bunch
the
of
car.
problems.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a
Is it the
second. Why
Audi?
did it?
Is it this? There was some kind of Audi that
Oh,
had a
let's
lot of
see.
problem in the 80s. Let me read this to you. Jade Grew, this is funny. Jade Grew said in the 90s a local guy won the lottery and spent it all on a Lamborghini. The engine broke down and he couldn't afford to fix it, so he put a Volkswagen Bug engine in it. It was bizarre hearing a Lamborghini make that sound. Dude, just when if you buy a Lamborghini that you can't afford and it breaks down, just sell it. Just walk away. Walk away. You know T-Pain bought a Bugatti, right? He bought a Bugatti and Bugattis and he's still probably making money, but maybe not as much. But Bugattis have four, well I think that one had four intercoolers or like the
Yeah.
and it's expensive to change them. It costs like $45,000-$60,000 to change them. So he
Yeah.
bought one, and one of them broke in there, and he was like, "No way," left it. He gave it up. He gave the Bugatti up. So no.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
funny.
that's like if folks want to get a ginormous house.
Mhm.
I want to get this big mansion. They see a castle. I want a
Mhm.
castle.
Mhm.
You know how much money it takes to keep a castle working?
A lot of
You
money.
can't, yeah, you gotta,
Yeah.
no.
Lola and I
Or you,
had a big house in West Palm Beach. It was nice. We it has so many rooms we couldn't put furniture in rooms. We just had empty rooms.
I mean,
I thought people in my family were going to come live there, to be honest with you, but they didn't want to move to Florida, so I was like, I'm out. I don't need
you
this.
would have killed them in the end, probably. So
Yeah, yeah. So, but it was funny. I used to tease her all the time. I was like, we got plenty of rooms. We had like 5 bathrooms. You know, we turned one room into a movie room. We couldn't we had like 3 living rooms.
oh yeah,
Yeah, listen. Sometimes there is such a thing as too much. You know.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's too much, and it's, like I said, sometimes people buy these big old houses, and
Hmm.
next thing you know, the roof is
Yeah.
leaking and the paint's off,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know,
Briley Oliver says, well, let me see. I'm going to get evidence of this because I don't believe it's true. So I'm going to get this before we wrap up out of here. This is from Briley Oliver. Here's his comment. He says, well, I posted on Twitter that the next lucky streamer that I see on Utreon, I will send an ultra chat to Hank, say Utreon, and I'll send one. Boom. There you go. Utreon, Utreon, Utreon. I want the Utreon. um, uh, yeah. Yeah, how do we get into cars, man?
I don't know.
Don't get me
Did I
started on
start that?
cars. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, we're both big fans of cars, even though some people
Yeah,
don't believe that. Uh, you know.
yeah,
But yeah. No, that was cool. The 80s was a cool time, and you're right. Nowadays all the cars look alike.
yeah. There were a lot
Yeah.
of cars that were made I call disposable
Mhm.
that you see anymore, like the
Mhm.
cheap cars. Remember when Chevy came out with the Citation? That was the first front wheel. They said their first front wheel drive car, which
Mm.
it wasn't actually.
Okay.
General Motors had front. Well, the Tornado,
Okay.
the Cadillac Tornado was Oldsmobile Tornado was front wheel drive. The
Mhm.
Eldorado was front wheel drive too.
Mhm.
But that was their first small front wheel
Mhm.
drive car. You
Wasn't
don't
the
ever.
Volkswagen Beetle the ultimate cheap car? I think so. Bradley Oliver
Well,
gave us $5.
yeah,
Thank you. There you
yeah.
go. Let me see.
But
Here, I'll throw it up there. I don't know if I threw that up before. I might not have. I might have just been looking at it myself, but not throwing it up there. So there you go. Boom, five
there
bucks.
you go,
Thank you.
man.
We appreciate
Boop.
it. We appreciate you. Giving us a couple of bucks here. Thank you very much. Um,
Yeah.
DCG says it was his fault with the DeLorean. DeLorean is gonna be awesome electric. That's my opinion. Or
Uh,
put a elephant motor in there. Elephant. One of those. I don't think it can handle that, so I think electric is best for DeLorean.
I think like that I forget what that car from we saw at SEMA from Fast and the Furious, where it had the engine in the back with the Lamborghini Audi
Yeah, it was an
transaxle.
Audi. Yeah, yeah, it was the same
With
engine that
that
I
was a
have.
Dodge engine in there too. That's a matter of fact, that might have been the Hellcat engine.
I think it was. Wasn't it the Hellafant or was
Yeah,
it the Hellcat?
I can't remember which one,
Yeah,
but
it was
that
badass.
would
Yeah,
be drop that into a DeLorean. I think you'd take that over
I
electric
think the
any
car
day.
will fall to pieces. A car has to be actually able to
I know to
handle
handle the
that.
horsepower. I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
I mean, I don't know.
The I think the DeLorean had a Renault engine in it, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken,
yeah. As cool
and
as those are, I'm not really sure that it can handle that. But
probably not.
yeah.
Probably not.
Listen. By the way, if people want to communicate with me, what's my call? Hold on. Let's see if I remember my call sign. KO4WQS. That's my call sign. As soon where I live, I haven't figured out how to get to a repeater yet. So your boy has to figure out how to get to a repeater because where I live, there's not a lot of stuff. I live in the boonies. This is
Well,
like yeah.
that's what the radio's for.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm working on it. I'm going to figure out how to get to a repeater. I'm also going to get one of those hotspot things so I can get online. But if the internet goes down, that's
Well,
completely
have to get
worthless.
you like one of those 500-watt illegal linear amplifiers hook up to that thing.
No, we're going
And
to have to build an
when you
antenna.
key the mic, your neighbor's radios melt.
Walter, you could help me build an antenna. I could build an antenna. I'm going to
Yeah,
go up I think if I go to general, I could do a lot of the high powered stuff because these guys tell me you go like if you going to extra is not necessary. Going up to general, you can do all the high powered stuff. So we
yeah.
can work on we can build a nice badass antenna out there for the apocalypse, and me and you could be talking to each other, and you're in Safety Harbor, and I'm here.
Breaker, you got a picture taker and a Smoky 1043.
um, it goes a little differently, but
I know. Well, I mean, there's none of that. When you do the ham stuff, do you have to learn that you still have to learn Morse code for your
no,
general?
Morse
No more Morse
Morse
code.
code is no part of any kind of test.
'Cause that was the hardest thing for a lot of people to get Morse
Hmm.
code. So
Yeah, yeah. Briley Oliver says can't wait for more episodes. Yeah, you don't have to learn Morse code anymore, but there's still folks out there who learn
they
it.
still do it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of that going, and it's still used. It's still used. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of cool, interesting stuff out there now in in the amateur radio world. A lot of really like if you see it, it's real badassery. You could be sitting at home without even get on the internet. You could definitely talk to people around the world. But there's guys who
Yeah.
could sit in their house in the middle of nowhere, America, and talk to someone in Japan.
Or Russia or
Yeah.
all these different places. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. Like those guys are going to be using that here. Like when stuff goes on in the Ukraine, they were using
Oh
it
yeah.
with stuff happening in Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Let's
it's
hope not.
yeah, absolutely. So it's really good stuff, and then they use it to help a lot of people. There's a lot of situations that happen, hurricanes and things like that, where there is no communication. So
Yep. Yep.
there's cool reasons for it. So I'm gonna have them come on, Walt. I'll be happy to have you on when those guys are on next time, and you can ask all
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Like
questions
I
that
said,
you're
a lot of
supposed
those
to.
ham guys are gun guys too. So
Yeah. And in the
yeah.
future here, I promise you guys, I'm working on this. I'm going to use this radio and talk to someone somewhere else in the world while we're on air. I'm going to do that. I'm going to talk to someone and you're going to hear them confirm that there's somewhere completely different on this planet from America. Or I mean, hey, even if I'm in Florida and I talk to someone in Cali, that's amazing.
Hey,
So,
even if you talk to somebody in Florida where you're at, like me, that's a long ride. That's not a close. That's freaking far.
yeah, we're gonna make all of that happen. So I'm gonna invite those guys on, and you all might see me on their stuff. But it's a really cool community, and I really enjoyed hanging out with those guys. I don't know if any of them are watching or listening to this or whatever, but it was really fun. And you know what? Did I don't know. Let me. We're gonna go here, but I do want to show this because I thought this was cool. Did you see the post? I met this guy. I met this guy here at the show, right here,
I saw that
Gilbert,
post. Looks
and
familiar. He looks familiar.
yeah, I met him and he was talking to me and he was like, dude, check this out. He pulled out his phone and he showed me this from May 1st, 2017 at NRA, NRAM in Atlanta. That's me and him.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool.
He showed me that. So, you know, he's a gun guy and he's an amateur radio guy. So, that was very cool. You know, it was awesome to see that. And Jade Grew says, talk to the ISS. I heard you could do that as well. So, yeah, we're going to be doing lots of cool stuff. You got a gun you want to show here before we go?
I just picked up the What Would Walt Do AR-15.
Nice. Yep.
I got to get outside and shoot it some more outside. Put some holes in some paper, but I haven't had a chance to lately. So
okay, and for anyone who follows Babyface P, tomorrow's his birthday, so you guys can shout him out. It's his birthday tomorrow, I think. You know, I'm not sure.
So maybe he was working on a little bit of
pre-birthday Valentine's thing going on.
Yeah, a little bit of wang dang and sweet poon tang.
Get some nookie. It's all about the nookie.
Get a little bit.
It's all about the nookie. Yeah. So listen, Lola, are we doing this whole week? I'm not sure.
No.
Who's coming on tomorrow?
Hightower Armory.
Oh, Hightower Armory coming on tomorrow, Walt. You might have to do double duty. You might have to come back on. Oh, Walter.
My eyes are starting to hurt. I'm not frozen.
He's acting like he's frozen.
Okay.
Yeah, Hightower Armory is on tomorrow, and I don't think we're doing the whole week. We got a bunch of stuff. Oh, actually,
Van is going in for.
my van has to go in. They have to change the generator on here because there's like a problem with that. So
really,
yeah. So, Barley Oliver says, "Have you seen the revenue section for your channel?" No, I haven't seen it. I'll check.
For which channel?
I'm guessing for Utreon. I have to check that out. That was my favorite gun you just showed there, Walt. That was my favorite.
Oh, one. The Jericho.
Yeah, that was really good looking.
If you guys want to see some funny, and it's comical gun handling, go to check out Terrell Fixes All, his latest video. He does a skit called The Lawnmower Detective. And if you want to see some slapstick, you're going, oh shit, with gun pointing and fingers on the trigger, and they know they're doing it too. It's not like they're doing it.
Right. They're doing it deliberately.
Just check it out, and you'll like go, holy shit.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
So I think we're just doing today and tomorrow, and then Wednesday the van has to go in and get that fixed. So that's why I'm not making it out to the Gundies because I have that going on, and then there's like a whole bunch of other stuff coming up. That's why I have to get the van fixed now or never, because I'll be on the road traveling, doing all kinds of stuff.
On the road again.
Yeah. So let me cut in the end here, and we're gonna come back, and Walter's gonna give us words of wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be you. You're gonna have to.
I'm the only one.
Yeah. Yeah. Riley Oliver says, yes, a recent Utreon update shows your channel revenue. Oh, okay, cool. Have I gotten anything? I have no clue. I'll have to go look at that. I'm not sure what's there. I'll have to check it out and figure out how to even get it out of there so I can buy some more radio stuff and gun stuff.
You're gonna have to get a proper antenna for your rig.
Yeah. I'm gonna need an antenna because of where we live, and then I'm gonna put something in this van.
Yeah, I'm gonna say in your van you need something you can plug it into, and breaker got a picture taker. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have to do all of that. All right, let me run the end. We'll be right back. Walter's gonna give us words of wisdom. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us so much. I appreciate it. Make sure you check out Safety Harbor Firearms. All the things Walter's about to say. Rip the audio out of this and throw it up on iTunes and all your favorite places to watch your audio podcasts from. We were supposed to show stand parts, and you didn't remind me.
I'm gonna just let everybody know we're getting some. Yeah, we're getting some different Glock barrels in to start selling. So once I get them in my hands, I'll show you guys the barrels, and we'll put them up on the website and all that stuff. So
so it'll be up on both websites, including stand parts, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, but they're not here yet, so don't start. They're coming. They're on their way. So
okay, cool. Yeah. Words of wisdom, Walt. What you got? Let me see if I
I
can.
don't
Can I go
know.
to emergency mode? Oh, let's see.
Oh. It's a disco.
Yeah. Close your eyes now. If lights,
I'm
flashing lights are a
having
problem.
I'm having an epileptic fit.
We're just having too much fun.
No, it's not funny either. If you have
No,
epilepsy.
it's not. It's not. We
It's
got
not
some
funny,
people,
but
and we have some folks out there who we love that listen to this are in pain,
yeah,
and I
it's
want them
not
to
funny.
know that
Yeah.
that I love them even though they're in pain. Okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
Walt. Words of wisdom.
Oh, words of wisdom. That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, don't eat a cinnamon roll right after you have what did I have for dinner tonight?
After you had curry, don't eat a cinnamon roll after curry. 2 C's don't match in your stomach.
God, that's terrible. I can't remember what I had for dinner tonight.
What?
That's really bad.
Yeah, I don't think it was the
that's
cinnamon roll. Might have been
Oh,
the ice cream bar.
that's how exciting it was. Oh no, we had so don't have a cinnamon roll after you eat taco stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm having a race war down in my belly right now. So
Uh-oh.
it was good going down. That cinnamon roll was really good going down.
All right, so we're going to get off air here. Big shout out and thanks to everyone. We'll be back tomorrow. We got the guys from Hightower Armory coming on. We'll see you all soon here. Let me make sure I press the right button, but we are out of here. Stay right there, Walt. Let me press this button. The button is pressed. Press the button.
Now that I
Press
broke
the button.